depends what we're talking about, because we could touch on the solid of his GLFY
Yeah.
at 50.
Yep.
And what the rumours aren't that full.
But I think as for what we know, I think it was about 5.5. Was it?
4.2 million euro.
There you go.
So,
so
what's that, 7?
An excellent investment.
Yep.
What's the whatever increase that is from 2005-ish till, because the Enzo had just come in. So that's my 12. Obviously,
A 10 for me.
Yeah, 10 for you.
10 for me. And we got 9.9.
Look, 9.99 because I prefer the F40.
I hate you both.
If I was to pick one to put in my garage,
so cliche.
It'd be the F40.
That's so pretty. I mean, it's just a wedge. It's a big red wedge.
Yeah, but
and
it doesn't have the engine.
Yeah, and see, there's too much like curly woo woos.
No, I agree.
I love the 80s wedge.
80s wedge.
There's nothing superfluous. There's no wind tunnel.
Yep.
You know, they were hanging socks off it and having a look at which way the wind went.
And it was an amazing car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we've also got the part 2 link. So for those playing along at home, we are going to share that around the internet right this second on our various channels. So we're going to go part 2. We're back. All right. So now you're back listening and watching people.
All right.
On their phones again, which is super awkward.
Okay. Let's reshare it, and
yeah,
I'll just reshare one of your guys as well.
Put these away. Yeah. Could you just do that, Rory? Yours was really good. Or still yours.
You can tag me this time.
Yeah.
Rory will do that, and we'll talk about
You
this
guys
car.
Well, he's the one with the big internet following as well.
You guys talk about the next car.
All right. Let's have a look at the so that was a good one. I like the F51.
That was a good one. Yeah. Can we see the next one? Here we go. He's got it.
So we're going to be playing catch up because we're still on
We're
James
still on
Hunt's
the,
car. Did we
James
rate
Hunt
James Hunt's car?
No, we're not rating
That's
it.
already
Nah.
yeah.
We love it.
We just did the F50.
Except for that 50.
Yeah, that's the back of the F50. Because again, don't get me wrong, very special to see one.
Oh, you hardly see them.
And there, and what a number plate.
Oh, that's a very well-known number plate.
Just quietly, is it?
Yeah, that one gets around if you're by a few of the reviewers.
On the socials. Okay.
Ah.
Were we rating this one, or did we talk about it?
Oh, mate. Well, that's my perfect 10.
Mm.
I won't go higher than that.
Oh, look,
I'll give it a 9.
I'll give it a 10.5.
Okay, I'll give it a 9.5. 9.9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So we're split,
Mm-hmm.
but equal.
Amazing car. Amazing car. I think it's still an event when you see one.
Oh,
Wow.
Now,
Look at
this is special. Now, come on, car spotters.
This is.
Do you want to tell the story on what this absolute weapon is?
So this is the big daddy to the 288 GDO.
Mhm.
This is the Competizione, if you want to pronounce it that way.
Yep.
It was basically, well, I don't know if everyone knows, but the 288 was designed and built to be a Group B car, and this was going to be their variant to race. I think it was Group C. I think they were going to race with it. Group B was rally, and then Group C was kind of like a sort of an unlimited class. And I believe they only made 5 of them. And this is a superstar sort of car. Interesting looks. The front end is not the best part of the car, but I just think the rarity, the aggression is the car that precursored the F40.
Well, it's the engine, the F40.
Yeah, so the F40 exists because this car,
Mhm.
it didn't exist, I guess you could say, because there was only 5 of them. The Group B was cancelled, then because that was cancelled, the Group C inherently never took off with the chassis. So, if we're going to do ratings on this, and we're going to put our ratings up on this one, where would you put this, Jazz?
It would be.
So this would be a 12 for me.
For me, it's as minimum as a 10 because, again, I love rarity. I love a good story, and really, out of the GTO, the 3 GTO cars, this was based on the GTO.
Yeah.
Only 2 of them were built for.
Yeah.
For like the proper homologation.
For the homologation,
The 599 wasn't. So even though they're one of my favorite cars, the 599 GTO. That's why to me it's 10 out of 10. Absolute 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I had the 0.1 for this as well. This I think is just a perfect car because it's just balls out stupidity.
Yeah.
And I will always rate that a perfect 10.
I just love that big old wang on the back there.
Mate, the wang, but look at the seats. Everything about it is just obscene.
Yeah, that's a 12 for me, that car, just because of the special nature of it.
Oh,
Alright.
the rarity. Yeah. What do we got next? Where do we go?
Ooh, this is a contentious one for me.
Yeah, throw
Yeah,
away.
mine's going to be a hot take.
Tell us a story. What is it?
So it's a Koenigsegg Regera, which was like their first, I guess you could say it's their first foray after the Agera. So I don't even know what they called their chassis, but they had the CC, the 68, CCR, CCX, and then they went to the Ageras,
The second gen, which was the
Yep.
Agera or Agera.
and then there was a whole different variant, and then this was the Regera. Now, if we're going to be doing ratings on this, I would have a very questionable rating for this car.
So this is about a 1400 horsepower.
Yes.
So it's just under the 1-to-1, I think.
Yeah, but it has one glaring problem that I just can't love the car for.
The wheels,
No,
the interior.
the gearbox.
Oh, it's a
CVT.
sequential. Oh, it's a CVT.
CVT's one gear,
I didn't know that.
so it just goes.
Okay, it's a.
Yeah.
I've got my score.
So it's fast
That
because of that.
hurts. Yeah, that
I wouldn't-
hurts.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Mate,
interested.
I don't want to constantly variable. I've driven Nissan CVTs and just their school family wagon things, and they're terrible. Mate,
I might be taking the piss here, but mine is a.
Ooh, come on, Scotty. I need a number. Oh,
Oh.
165.
if I want a fucking loud Tesla, I'll
And
drive a
look-
Tesla with fart noises. Like,
I think we probably need to be just to be clarified to the listeners is that we would probably love a driving one.
Absolutely.
We'd probably love if someone gave us one. If they're an amazing car. But would I spend my own money on one when I could buy a?
There would be.
There'd be so many
I could
other
name 10,
Koenigseggs
Yeah,
that
name
I
10
would rather.
Koenigseggs.
I'd rather have a CCX.
Yeah, I'd rather have a CC8.
Exactly.
The first
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather have a manual Corolla.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a
Mate,
really
twin
and it
cam.
sounds because of the gearbox. It sounds really bad.
Yeah. I bet you the performance figures are great.
Oh, it's astronomical. Because
I think a good point to remember too is this is not your classic Mazda SUV like CCV transmission.
No.
but it's still got that CVT sound
Yeah, which is just all the way up to the rev and holds it.
and holds that rev source. So it's just one gear and it goes to
Just keeps getting
8,000 and then it just builds speed and just sits at that 8,000.
So a slight for those people who are really into their Formula One, the Williams in 1993, I think, developed when they had their hydraulic car, they developed a CVT for F1.
really?
And
Like that did.
I missed that.
well,
Yeah.
the David Coulthard tested it, and he took it out on track, and it was so much faster because it would just go up to 18,000 RPM or 17, whatever this rev was at the time, and it would just keep getting faster. And when you come into a corner, it wouldn't drop; it would still stay at 18 because you would just be on the brakes.
Oh, wow.
And what they realized is the engine wasn't made to do 18,000 revs
That
for a whole lap.
That doesn't shock me.
The gearbox wasn't made, so it just crunched engines. Which I would be interested to know what the
Imagine checking the engine out.
audience
It's
possible is.
And I wonder if it's one of those gearboxes that you never have to open.
Yeah.
You never have to service it.
Oil's in there for life.
Yeah, forever. Or 120,000 Ks, whatever comes first.
All right.
What's next?
Next.
I love the back of cars and back of cars.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I just keep dropping.
okay.
Bombs.
So,
So
Ben Nothling is in the chat.
Ben! The Ben Nothling!
Ben Nothling.
My man. Welcome to.
Ben Nothling.
Yeah, that's the Ben Nothling. Welcome to the party, brother.
So this is what are we looking at? This
So,
is, it's not
This
a
is
road one.
no. This is a CLK DTM. CLK GTR. CLK GTR.
Yeah.
CLK GTR, the ones that were raced in the Le Mans series.
It's an actual
It looks like it
Yeah.
because of the way it's
black door front bar.
yeah. The road version had a much more of a different presence and a different front bumper. Didn't have those intakes as much, and I think this definitely is a race version.
So what do you got rating wise for this thing?
Well, I'm gonna rate it as a CLK GTR.
Yes,
Road
Yeah.
CLK GTR, and
Ooh, 10, 9, 11. We've averaged out at a 10,
Well, I
10,
got
10
nine.
there.
So
There's a reason that I've got
I'm interested to know in the 9.
yeah, go
So
to
it's got 2 competitors.
Yep.
It had 2
discussing
direct
those.
competitors. The competitors were the GT1
Yep.
and the McLaren F1.
And that's what I think makes it better. The holy trinity
And I think
of
it's
stupidity.
my 3rd favourite of those 3.
Ah,
So
Okay.
I would give McLaren F1 the 11, the GT1 the 10, and this the 9.
wow.
I would give this the highest mark, the McLaren the second, just one third.
Oh, there you go.
So McLaren has never been a big. The F1 has never been only because of the way it looks. I don't think it looks great. This I had a poster of this.
Hot take.
I had a poster of this growing up in the Yachty, the best car in the world. I had a poster of this growing up in the world, and very much remember the Peter Dundrick and Mark Webber flipping
Oh, yeah.
at Le Mans. So
This wasn't a backflip car, was
this was
This
the
was the back.
backflip
Or
car.
well, it wouldn't be that one,
But
but
no, but it would be this model.
Yeah.
The backflip car. So
Now, see,
Scott?
I give this car a perfect 10.
Yep.
Now, one of you will be smart enough to know which year was this produced?
97.
97.
Yeah.
Now, what I would like you to do is cast your mind back to 1997 and think about the Mercedes road cars of the era.
They were terrible.
They were built for the oldest of old people. They had sheepskin seats. They had no performance dynamics. They were effectively boats for the road when you wanted to sail to the yacht club.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fucking built this.
Yeah.
Like, you think about what their road product was, and I'm like, who spiked the schnapps? I mean, they just killed it.
yeah,
Killed it.
a mega piece of kit.
Look, so
This is pre-AMG. Like, this is before Mercedes were gangsters. This is when it was still for old people.
So 95 was when Mercedes bought a 49% stake in AMG, and 99 was when they bought all of it. So that was when
Boom.
they started making.
Well, there you go. See, and this is what, yeah. And to me, this is why, because this signaled a changing of the guard at Mercedes, where Mercedes were no longer a car for boring old rich people.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny because it came in because the GT1's a strange one because there's multiple. There's the 96, the 97, and the 98.
Yep.
They're all different. They all look different. So by the time it just wasn't as competitive. It's just a Porsche to me. So I have a preference for it. But yeah, the CLK when this came out, it sort of Mercedes hadn't been doing a whole lot.
No.
Yeah. And what was it? D2? Was it what did it was it Sonax?
I
It was
think it might D2.
D2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was D2.
But I think before this was the Sauber days, was when they were there. You know,
Oh, the big C models.
yeah, C5, C, and all the way through 10, I think.
Yeah, 9's the big famous
Right,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of like 5, that was late 80s. But I just think the presence of this in locking up, seeing one with the front and rear off it,
Yeah.
oh man.
No, special car. You felt you were standing in the presence of greatness.
Yeah.
And there's not every car does that.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. And this would have a lot of people around, I imagine.
Yeah.
Mate, you can see it even just there. There's a handful of
There's
people.
a E46 here, so I'm getting no love.
No.
There's still 20 grand on it.
All right, what do we got?
Oh, stop.
Do you like how it just doesn't
Just
stop?
stop.
And this was my problem. Every time you'd walk like 1 meter and you'd be like,
It's AMR Pro as well.
and that was when they had just. So what are we looking at here, Rory?
It's
Just released. This was hot off.
the Aston Martin Valkyrie, but it's not just the Valkyrie. It's not the road one. It's the big boy. I think it's called a Valkyrie AMR Pro.
Mm.
Basically an F1 car, essentially speaking. Adrian Newey designed. I mean, just look at the thing. Look at the.
If it could be an open wheel, it would have been.
Yeah, it would have been. It's so extreme.
And the way it sounds.
Just
Yeah.
full raw V12. It was just, it's just
Spun the
absolutely.
camera. There we go.
I mean, how do you give it a rating, really?
Well, it's starting to get silly now, isn't it? Like, okay, I would still have a CLK GTR over this.
Okay. So we got to really start putting in comparison.
Yeah.
In terms of,
This is hard though, because again, an Adrian Newey designed car, because this is how this is how he was kept around. wasn't it?
yeah,
Because if I understand the story correctly, one of you blokes will know this
Yep.
better. Was he was trying? Ferrari was trying to pull him over.
A couple of things with it.
Yeah. Well, I think they had some of the most weight
Yeah.
and the highest chance, but being able to do something
Yeah, so he said to Christian Horner that he was getting bored and he wanted to leave because they were winning. This was Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah.
And they pretty much sat together and said, what do you want to do and what do you like doing? And they said, we're going to design a whole new specialty. It was actually yachts. They got him, the racing yachts for, Sydney to Hobart kind of thing. Those type of yachts was what he started designing because he wanted to get to that. And then they said, we've got the special projects coming up. And this was
when Red Bull were affiliated with Aston.
correct.
Yeah. But if you were to pick, if we were to compare it to say the other
Cars
racing program,
Yep.
XX program,
I'm rating it based on where it is down the list of cars I want. And this is pretty low. I don't really want it. It's a great car. But I don't want it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It has the I actually had a conversation about this with a few guys recently.
Yep.
Because it has the now Le Mans hypercar thing where they take off on the hybrid system and then they bang.
Oh, yeah.
To
You've seen those videos?
Yeah, and they bang into the V12.
I love those videos because it's like, which one do you think sounded the best and why is it Cadillac?
Yes, the was the Cadillac. But my thing was, it has a hybrid system.
Yes.
So
I actually struggle to fault this card because this is modern classic. So you're here staring at something that people like us will be talking about in 30 years.
10, 8, and 8.
Think about for me. I think that's
Again, for me, there's so many other cars I'd rather have than this.
that's a work of art in my eyes.
it is an absolute work of art. But if I'm looking at it, would I take it over as Honda R?
Would I take this over a 5 million X6? No.
Is it? It's no AU Falcon. I'll be honest with you. It's no TE50.
Oh, the T50.
It's got worse error than T.
It certainly looks more annoying to drive to the shops.
Yeah, you're not getting any groceries in the
T50 has better interior.
Useless.
Oh, it actually probably
It does. Seriously, yeah, it would.
The interior of that wouldn't exist. What's next? That's the problem.
Not another
Oh, you know what that is?
Rate that barbecue.
Mate, that's breakfast. So that's me.
Rate that breakfast.
Mate.
This is how you tell it's not in America because the bacon looks good.
Proper rashes of bacon.
It was like really big, thick cut slabs of bacon.
Stop it and get hungry.
Yeah, it was so good. Oh, and then if you look in the background of everything here, that was a Benetton F1 car sharing the pits next to us. Yeah.
The old footwork, was it dirty footwork back then? I don't remember. It was about when I started watching F1. Show me age.
Yeah. Can't
Alright,
remember.
thanks, mate.
Anyway, that's bacon and F1 cars.
Yeah, there he is.
Rolling out. Mr. Michael Lyons hitting the track. Because there was just so much. And here's this one.
Oh,
The
Six-wheeler.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I got myself out on pit wall where I wasn't supposed to be, but I pitched
Oh,
someone's bed.
this is a funky one.
Is that a Mirage?
No,
that's
This is a Gardo.
Yeah, zoom in.
Oh,
It's a Carrera GTZ.
Now, there were so many Carrera GTs there.
and this one.
Oh, wait, look at the background.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was black. Also,
Check out that. Is that a Type 47 Atlantic?
Yeah.
Bugatti?
Yep.
That was the most expensive car in the world. Ralph Lauren had one before the 250 GTO took off. That is an incredible car to see one of those.
Sharpie's just put in that, yes, Rory, someone else that shares my hatred for American bacon.
yes. Anyone who's ever had American bacon will understand it is no good. I don't know what they're doing over there.
Ben says, Corsa Clonty program is incredible. Love you, Ben. That is factual.
Yeah, 100%. So this is, for those playing at home, this is a Carrera GT, but it is a Zagato Carrera GT. So it's a little bit funky looking. It's a bit divisive. Not everyone loves it.
It's got GDR wheels on it, which is weird. Mate,
It does actually.
Yeah.
I don't like the
It's not really.
exhaust.
I'd still have one. I think this
This is a tough one.
This is a tough one. This one actually hurts me a little bit to score this. I've got to give it that.
7, 8.5, and a 9.
So I would give a CGT a 9. So I had to give
Yeah, got it. Okay.
We're certainly in the ballpark.
We are, aren't we? I think for me, I class it the same as a CGT because of the speciality of it.
Yeah.
You could either get a docket half for what it is or docket half
Dock it more because it's way rarer.
It's
Carrera GT's common.
correct.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
common,
yeah.
but not common.
Oh, let's just talk about that SLS Black Series in the background.
Yeah, hit that everywhere you look. every week.
Oh, look at the
250.
no, it's a Daytona. It's a race Daytona.
Where are we dropping to?
To the
yellow
right, like hard to the right.
Oh, yes, I see it.
Yeah.
Just
Right
the
on the
front
front
of
of
it.
it, yeah.
Look, is that the Harrods F1 GDR in the yellow, right in the back?
Probably.
That would be amazing.
Oh,
Speak of.
there it is.
Well spotted, Rory.
There we go.
Well spotted,
Oh
Rory.
my god.
Now, how's
Now,
that?
look at the picture. Though.
How's that for a
The
trifecta?
AMR, all you need in there is the nine.
Right, what
GT9.
have we got rating wise?
This is going to be. Oh,
Well, that's the thing. Are we rating one car here, or are we rating the three in the picture? Because
I'm rating one.
I'm rating one.
Oh
Yeah. I
god,
love the DB on the nine.
mate, in the Gulf colours, that to me is somewhere up near a. That is a near perfect photograph in terms of the trifecta of vehicles there. I would not be offended to have any or all of those
Ready to go?
cars.
I'm ready to go.
All right, let's go.
10,
There we
15,
go.
10, 35.
We found Rory's favourite car.
Yeah,
All right.
It's an F1 GDR.
There we go.
It's just
It's so rare.
The Harrods one too.
Amazing.
much more
It's
slept on.
Mate, it's the race car, and that's for the fact that it's survived and it's still there and it's still making outings.
It's the
That's
perfect
I
car.
just really like the colourway of the Harrods car.
the Harrods car, Hawaiian Tropic, Castrol. Don't even know.
Because
What's that?
everyone talks about the Lark car
Mm.
for the being the coolest livery. Obviously, the Uweo Clinic, which is the erection clinic, the black one that won.
Yeah.
It won. That's the one that won the Le Mans. But I just think the Harrods car, man, that is just such.
When I think of them, I think this one. I think the Harrods one.
That's iconic.
I don't think you could rock up to any meet and really you would have. I don't think there's anything better than this. Like,
It's
personal preference aside,
tough to beat.
this would be hard to beat anyway.
But if an F50 rocked up to a meet and it was followed by an F1 GDR, would you really go to the F50 first? Would it be like that's F1 GDR?
Well, because I've seen an F50 before,
Mm.
a few times now, luckily. Bingo Sports, thank you. You bet. I would probably go to it because I've never seen one.
Yeah. And you like there's none of
Yeah, I'd go to it. But which one would I want to have in my garage?
All of them.
I mean, I'd love to have one.
Gonna need a bigger shed.
Look at the clearance.
And again, imagine
Mate,
that.
Give Lenzante a bell.
Oh yeah, exactly. So can you raise this up a little bit? And make it,
Mm.
Ben says I'd be imprinted on the M50. Oh, hello.
Ooh, look at
That's
that.
the Dino.
Look at this.
It's got this
Look at
flares
the
on it.
spec.
This was minty.
Is that
Now,
factory
Oh,
color?
I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember when Dinos weren't collectible. Do you recall
It wasn't that long ago.
when
Yeah, it definitely
when
wasn't.
people would laugh and go, "It's not a real Ferrari"?
That's
Do you
right.
remember those days?
Yeah.
Are we old enough for that? Because that always made me laugh because those were changing hands for 30 grand, 50 grand, and people were like,
rubbish.
yeah, they're like, oh, it's not real. It was like the Di Tommaso Pantera. It's the same thing where you get laughed at for going, you're so poor having one of those.
Exactly.
But
Couldn't
it's-
afford a real one.
I always looked at these and I'm like, look how beautiful it is. Like, it's just pretty. And
one of the prettier ones, but it's
Yeah.
not it's not Ferrari.
well, it's not a Ferrari, it's a Dino.
Mm.
And this is the crazy thing. But when I look at that, and even in the purple, I've got to tell you, purple's not a color I buy. But look at the lines. Like, look at how gorgeous it is. You know, you're reflecting the light there, and that just, the swoop, and
GS too.
that's something that Ferrari, I just think, have done beautifully. Is do that because this is Pininfarina design, I think.
I think it might have been.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It wouldn't. Yeah, I think it
Would
would.
have been better.
Yeah.
It's too nice.
Well,
Yeah.
they were designed for Enzo's son, weren't they?
Well,
Yeah,
he
who died
named
of,
it afterwards. Muscular dystrophy.
Muscular dystrophy.
Dystrophy, yeah. I've said to Rory a few times that I think they should bring this brand back.
I reckon
They
there's.
really should.
I think there's an issue. There's definitely an issue because there's no way the new. So this is a 246 GTS.
correct.
It's a Dino 246 GTS. The latest Ferrari that's just come out is a Ferrari 296,
That should have been.
and they have a GTS. And they have a GTB.
Six-cylinder.
It's a V6. It's got the same design.
Yep.
Similar. The rear especially is very similar. I think that maybe there was a hiccup with the name Dino. Just like I'm getting really into the source now, but when Ford decided to bring back the GT40,
They couldn't get the name.
the name was GT40 was still owned by the UK mob who originally built it for Le Mans, and they asked that mob said, "No, you need to give us 50 million." for the name. And Ford's like, we're not giving you $50 million. So they just called it the GT, which is fine in America. But in Australia, when you say to someone,
I've got a
I saw a Ford
Ford
GT the other day, they think, okay, we got
Think of a B8.
a Falcon.
Ooh.
So I think that Ferrari should have brought Dino back. But I think
They
they're going to. But I don't think.
It's a whole branding thing because they're
I don't
going to
think they're
sell
allowed.
more with. Well, they may not be allowed, but also I don't think they would have got the tip because they're going to sell more if it's Ferrari, and they can sell them for $800,000.
I think they would have been able to sell more. No, I think they would have called it a Ferrari Dino.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be able to not call it a Ferrari.
No, I think you'd have to be a Ferrari Dino.
But imagine if they called it a Dino, the new one.
Perfect. I think we spoke about this a while ago. I think
It would have been amazing.
It
People
could-
would have been specking them like their
It could be their.
Dinos.
Exactly.
Does Ferrari have an AMG?
Novatech, but they don't own one. That's like they have other brands.
So
but not.
they could be, the Dino could be the most special Ferrari.
It could have been, yeah. Like
Because
a
mate, they're still cool.
Here we go.
Oh.
That's a big fish.
And there was a queue of these buggies too. They were just everywhere.
So the hard part is, this is, to be honest,
This is not a 1-1, is it?
it's not. I don't think it's a 1-1. I think it's
a
a
regular RS.
RS. Yeah.
Because how many 1-1s are there in the world? Is it 3 or
Six.
4? No, it's like
It's a low number.
It's like 6 or 7, something like that.
Single digits.
Yeah.
Because
So for
I'll
those,
throw it out there, spotters. I've seen a 1-1 at Ollins outside Gibbo.
Oh, wow.
Because I drove past and I'm like, and you fucking what? And like stopped and then backed up and I'm like, sweet baby Jesus,
Yeah.
that's a 1-1.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Whereas-
the big fin is the giveaway.
Ugh.
So I saw one of these outside the Monaco Casino in 2014, and it looked amazing, but I didn't like the interior. They still had the old
Gaudy.
gen, cheaper interior that the center console with the ramp. Like it wasn't the new Koenigsegg interiors I like to drive for. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm picking the 1%. But what it'd be amazing.
Yeah. So for those playing at home, the Koenigsegg 1-1 or 1-1, as it, I think it's 1. So it's on 1.
Yeah.
It was called that because it is 1,350 kilowatt, 1,350 kilos. So it is 1 kilowatt to 1 kilo.
Special.
We're going to give this thing a rating. It's it's a pretty wild piece of kit.
Yeah, I really struggle with this because I don't know how to fault it. So I'm just going to give it a 10. I don't even need to write it down. I actually really like this car.
All right. 10, 8.5, 8.5.
Hey!
Great minds think alike.
I like it.
Mates.
I like it for its obscenity.
So I think Jasmine might be very picky.
Yeah.
Well, you
Again.
are, because I've marked this up here with an F40. But again, I think this is a today F40.
Mm.
When I, again, throw 30 years into the future and people are discussing this time, in this time that we live in, that is something very special being done in this moment.
I think so. I love them, but the only reason I went 8.5 is because there's a few I prefer over the Akira CCX. The 1-1, which I would give like a nudge. Obviously, I said 15 for the Harrods car, so we've kind of gone above
Yeah,
this.
the scale's pretty rubbery.
Yeah, and we don't take it too serious.
The
Right.
new that CC850.
Oh, yeah, the
That
CCX.
would be my pick.
That's probably my number one. Actually.
Yeah, that would
Or a
be
CCX. Oh,
It just doesn't stop.
Hello.
Yeah.
Scott, that is a very good photo.
Oh, well, thank
That is
you.
a fantastic photo.
All taken.
Mura with the
356.
Yeah.
Or is that a speedster?
it's a
Those are high
Yeah,
speeds.
The windscreen makes it look like a speedster.
It's a speedster.
I've seen prototype chassis number 2 in the Lamborghini museum.
Factory? Yes,
Yeah,
I've
at the
seen that
factory.
too. Yeah.
The white one sitting there.
Did they also
Yeah.
have when I was there, they had in 05, 07, they made a current Mura? Like a,
Oh,
the
the
Yeah, we're
new
going to
one.
bring it back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it was a-
prototype.
yeah, I saw that as
No,
well.
but they had a photo on the wall behind it.
Okay.
They're like arts down the back.
Yeah, got it. Yeah,
But a lot of the cars, or most of the cars in that museum are actually private collection cars. So Lamborghini don't own any of them.
That's a lot of manufacturers sell them off. They
Yeah.
sell their cars off, especially when Lamborghini was struggling for so long.
Well,
All the car.
it was also too. They
When
had
Chrysler.
the Lamborghini Formula One car in there. They had
That's right. Yeah. The engine from it was in there.
yeah, well, they had the whole car there. They had the last Diablo sold.
Ooh.
I think it
John
was like
Marion would be
I
blind.
think it was like the first Countach sold,
Oh,
which was a
wow.
green one.
A periscope.
Periscope, yeah.
Periscope.
Yeah, and then upstairs they had the last surviving cheetah,
Oh,
Gee.
which is
Wow.
the military one,
Oh,
not
yeah.
not the
Yeah.
civilian version.
Not the
yeah.
LM002.
Yes.
Yeah.
They actually had the proper
The actual one.
Libyan army one.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what are we rating? Oh, I can't. This is tough.
This is actually very tough because I'm right up here back in double digits. I have to give this a 10 as well because this car to me is just poetry.
If I was rating, I'd be giving this a 10 because this was the birth of a modern, what we now consider supercars.
This was
Rear
the
engine,
first
aerodynamic.
Amen. Yes, and
First
again,
supercar.
grossly undervalued. You're buying these for 50 grand back when nobody liked 911s.
Yeah. When they showed on YouTube the Eddie Van one, I was stunned.
9.5.
I see.
I'm not even writing because I'm a straight 10.
Yeah.
So
I did
9.5,
not see yours,
and the
no.
only reason mine's 9.5 is because the SV exists.
And I enjoy the eyelashes as well.
And
since
the
I
Yoda.
watched the movie.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, it's a
I'll
10
take
for me,
that.
but I'd take the SV if we're gonna get 50.
Nah, I'm just there. I love it.
This is going to be hard to follow up this series of cars.
Yeah, they're
Look,
like,
Rory's going to
should
pull
have
up.
started.
Rory's going to pull up. He's going to have like an Evo 6 on there.
Like, no offense to your mates in Brisbane, but Secret Mate flexes pretty hard.
Yeah, this is
So
the back of that same.
is that the back?
that's the
Yeah.
Regera.
Sorry.
Oh, it's a Regera. That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, I reckon
Yeah,
keep
just
going.
go straight.
I see an SLK.
And this is the problem. You're like,
Well,
it's a collection of Koenigseggs.
Oh.
Now,
Yeah.
here, I'm just going to tell you that for me, this is a 10. So back when I was an Alfa Romeo driving clown in the 90s and 00s, the Lancia Delta Integral,
yeah.
mate, for me, again, everybody thought you were a moron when you talked about them. I thought this was a big pile of special.
No, this is
And
good.
everyone has now figured out it is a big pile of special.
So I think this is a 1, not a 2, right?
Evo 1.
Evo 1 and 2s have like a on the side.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Evo 1. That is a beautiful car.
The
History.
winningest rally car of all time.
Gorgeous.
Mhm.
And see, these things were just
6 world
overshadowed.
titles.
Boy.
And the box flare king. I don't want to hear it. E30 and 3 people. This is
Yeah, you're wrong.
190 Evo. Nah, the Integrale is the box flare king.
Is the gangster.
I think because of the history as well, right?
And-
It's just such a
Oh,
beautiful car.
But also, think about everything else from Lancia. Is there anything else from Lancia that you go, wow, what a great car?
Delta. This one.
Old Socks in the commentary says hello from Wiener Shop.
Yeah, g'day, legend.
Hello.
I'm guessing that's from Germany. Guten Tag. Yes.
What's crack a lagging?
Lancia do have one.
What?
For life me, I can't think of it.
Yeah, and see, there's the problem.
They
Whereas,
got a few.
Whereas that, I know the name of.
Lancia
Yeah,
Delta?
Stratos.
oh, okay, yeah, sorry. No,
Which is
Lancia
that red
Stratos is also a banger, which is actually out on the Sega Rally 2 from 1997, just around the corner here. You can actually play on that.
So you're rating it a 10.
Mate, that's just a straight 10 for me. That does all the things the car should.
A 12.
I'm just-
or even 9.
I'm just going to leave
There we
my
go.
10 up here.
Group
There
B.
you go.
I'd give
Yeah,
it. I'd
yeah.
give it 10 to the Evo 2.
Group
Oh.
B is the greatest.
And the yellow as
to me.
well.
Everything Group B. 12 to me.
And yeah.
Yeah.
15.
The only
Those
thing,
two. Come on.
only thing missing from that car is the Martini livery.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm,
Why?
I do like him in the Giallo, but
fair play.
shout out Brad from Brisbane.
That'd
He's
be-
probably not even listening, but he's got one.
Ah,
Oh,
legend.
okay.
Oh,
Here we go.
Yeah.
We can actually start being hard.
it's a McLaren something or other. What is it,
I
Rory?
reckon that's a 720
It's a
made
se-
to look like
It's a 720S, and it's got what looks like the big Rift kit on it.
Mm.
Because it's got the roof scoop and it's
Yeah.
got a front splitter that you're going to break when you
It
try
could
and
be
put
a-
fuel in it.
Could be
Could be
a,
a 765 with that.
no,
rear as well.
it's a 720,
Okay.
but it's got like it's not forced iron, it's too aggressive. Could be Mansour and Rift on it. Yeah,
Because
no,
look at
it's too
the
much.
yeah.
It's way too
My problem here was I was just taking photos of stuff going, I'll get Rory to decipher what this is. Because I knew it. I look at it and I go, it's a McLaren something or other.
Yeah. I don't think you would do that to a 765. So that's why I thought it was a 720. But yeah.
Yeah, 720.
I would give this.
Oh, this is actually different for me.
We're not reviewing a 720. We're reviewing this car.
No, we're reviewing this specific car and I'm sorry to the owner
Oh, 2, 6, and 4. That is brutal.
because
But maybe justified.
McLaren do some good stuff, but that just looks like a big turd. And I'm really sorry to the owner.
It's too
of
that
McLaren.
yeah, Yeah,
It's
it's
very
too
neat to
aggressive.
see.
It's doing too much. It
Yeah.
sort of looks like a lawnmower that got exploded and then inverted. There's, there's something not right there,
No.
and I can't put my finger
It's
on
too
it.
much going on.
It is too much going on, isn't it?
That
I don't look
front
at the
is so
lines.
wild. Looks like a snow plow.
There's so many angles and so many things. There's too much to look at.
You want lift kit.
Whereas I looked at the flow on the side of that Dino, and like it just told me a story. There was just a beautiful wave. Whereas there, I'm going, fucking hell, too much.
That's something designed in CAD versus something designed
Totally.
in clay
On a-
and wood. frame.
yeah. And starting with a beautiful sketch into a watercolor into a
Designed in a white coat versus designed in a white
Yeah.
shirt.
All right, here's a couple more bangers. Talk us through.
A Senna.
Speed yellow Carrera GT and a Senna.
There are a couple of centers.
Depends which one we're reviewing here.
Now, look, I'm just going to throw
Well, we've
it out
already
there.
agreed to see the GT.
Yeah, but that was a
Yeah.
Zagato. It wasn't a speed yellow.
Now, I'd prefer the speed yellow to the Zagato just quietly
Yeah.
because there's something about just the plain old GT. And I actually think the green really hurt the Zagato.
Yeah.
It did something where it hid its beauty. I couldn't see it in that color, and that's just a me problem. So
I don't know.
If that was in like Porsche silver, I'd be all over it.
Yeah. I like the black in my favorite color. Just the cut and lines are good. I don't normally like Sennas, but god dang, that one was good.
yeah, I must say
It's a
after
really good looking
Right?
after giving the other McLaren with its big cuts and bumps, this is the same, but it's also Batman. There's a subtlety.
Color spec on it.
Yeah, even though it's aggressive as hell.
Real.
Yeah, and the highlights in that
Yeah.
McLaren. What's their what do they call that orange color? The
Oh.
papaya.
Papaya, yeah.
Yeah, having the little signatures of that, linking it together. Somebody did a good job there.
Yeah, it's definitely an FSO car with all the little, like the active aero with the front bars all yellow.
I really like that car. I'm very. Is that a JWW car? The number plate.
Does it have a Senna?
It's got JWW on it. So.
Maybe it does. So we're going to review.
Now, sorry, does that mean something?
Reviewing them both?
Like
Car spotters,
Okay, yep.
Like the
mate. I had,
Right,
10.
let's start with the Porsche.
mate. I'm just giving it 12 for the group
Okay.
So
because
6 each.
yeah, no. Look, I'm really enjoying. If I owned those two cars, I'd be okay with that.
All right, so we've got a 10 and a 9, a 10 and an 8.5.
And mate, I've just got a
And
12,
12.
just all together. I just love
Very
it.
good.
I'm very
I
happy.
think that averages out.
The 8.5 is the Porsche.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Oh, burns.
I'm a bit upset.
All right, where do we go next? Secret, mate.
Oh,
Ah,
If only it had some.
it just
You know
doesn't
what?
stop.
At
I don't know if
488.
that's a hot take, but I love a red on red.
Yeah,
I love it.
love.
It doesn't look good on a lot of cars.
Mm.
A red on red laugh.
If that had silver wheels,
perfect.
that would be a perfect Ferrari.
Yeah.
Ferrari is supposed to be red with a tan leather interior and silver wheels. That is a correct Ferrari. Everything else is wrong. This is fine. I approve, but the black wheels, I'm sure.
Hot take for me, I don't love red Ferraris.
Yellow.
I do like.
I prefer yellow. Yellow's my favorite for Ferrari.
I don't love yellow either. For me, it's colours like the TDF blue,
Oh yeah, but you know all the
the Argento Novo.
Yeah.
They're my favourite colours. They
So-
just look understated.
Mate, red goes faster.
It does.
It's math. All right.
So this car here is incredible. What a piece of work.
Yeah. This actually was a piece of art.
Are those headlights lifted straight from the 488?
I think it was the other way around.
Mm.
They modelled the 488 because this was 2013
Yeah.
Geneva.
Part
This was
sharing.
released.
8.5 from Rory.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah,
brutal,
hang on.
Rory.
that's brutal. I'm going to ask you why on that.
Got a 10 from Jazz and a 9 from Scotty.
Mate, the black wheels lost a point. Sorry.
Black
Yeah,
wheels
see,
and red
so
interior.
lost a point for me.
Yeah.
The black wheels.
Black
But
wheels are fair.
like if I'm gauging on what we've been giving,
Yeah, like this is to me one of the Ferrari Halo cars. I just think it was the first of that hybrid era. It looks incredible. How can I not give it?
It's a magic car. I was actually disappointed at the naming convention of it because I'm like, you didn't really put a lot of thought into that. I mean, La Ferrari. I mean, fucking hell, how much did you put?
But they
into
never
that?
do.
I mean, but that was really like that was bottom of the barrel stuff.
it was.
Imagine them sitting around a table and they're like, "What are we going to call it?" No, I don't fucking know. La Ferrari. Yeah, that'll do.
But let me tell you my argument. Right? So
Hit
they've
me.
got the 360 modern. Right?
Yep.
that would be like Holden calling it the Holden Ipswich. Essentially, they're naming it after towns.
Yeah.
Right? They Maserati Quattroporte, the 4-door. That's what it's called.
What about the fourth of it? Italia.
Yeah, Italia. They call it Italia. The Rome.
Yeah.
Like, so I just think I think they're all rubbish with naming. The LaFerrari is probably the worst.
I'm just hanging out for the new Ford Ipswich.
I think
worst is the fact that
Sharpie's holding out for a Holden Ipswich.
The Holden Ipswich, there we go.
there we
and then we
go.
can have the Ford Ipswich versus the.
Oh,
Or we can have the Holden Brassel versus the Ford Ipswich.
Russell. The worst is when people call it, I saw a Ferrari, La Ferrari.
oh
You're like,
God.
no,
It's just the LaFerrari.
it's just La Ferrari. It's like the Ferrari Enzo's, the Enzo Ferrari.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I'm
that's a
talking
stupid
about
name.
with the Ferrari. I love that name.
It's a stupid name.
I can't not give it a 10.
I saw one of these in the Ferrari Museum in Maranello.
Yep.
When I went there, and they had it all mounted up on a wall, vertical and the whole thing. I was just like, well, that's a lot of car to
Oh, yeah.
have it on a wall.
In awe. And that triangular point at the
Mm.
front, I mean, there's design masterclass in this car.
That's a good car.
So that's why putting on it with black wheels was
There's
so
a couple of
offensive.
comments. Ben 550 Marinello, one of my favorite
Yeah,
cars.
Ben is a man of culture.
Ben is a man of culture, and
I
that's
think
why
Ben needs to know what my next car potentially
that's
is.
the Ben Nothing if you want to look him up on Facebook.
Okay.
Old Cox is liking the 550 Super America.
Oh,
And just when you think the
Here we
bangers
go.
can't get any
Rory
bigger,
cannot stand up at the moment.
mate, we just dropped.
I'm just pushing
The
this. I'm
base.
just pushing this whiteboard into my pants.
Absolutely. He's riding a big number one on the back of that board. What have we
Okay.
got here, Rory? Tell us a story.
So look, I'm going to say it's not the real one. If it is, that's even better. But I'm just going to, let's just play it like it is.
It
This is
probably
Group A. Well, Group A in Australia, R32 GTR. It is a touring car, R32 variant. The Tysan one, which was the first colour scheme to win, which was it's Advent colour scheme, but they weren't as big back in the day. So this was the first colour scheme to really dominate in R32 GTRs. And yes,
I did notice it's got the Advent on the front.
so that's the Advent colour scheme, but back in the late 80s, early 90s, Advent weren't established enough to be a title sponsor on this car like they are now.
Were they called Advent back then?
Yeah, no, so all Yokohama. So Advent's owned by Yokohama. Yokohama tyres, and then Advent are the wheels.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's the famous colour scheme, and then as they started to the tyre started to take off, they were able to sort of title sponsor their own cars. This is it. Like for me, this is the.
Well, it could be because it's got the single wiper in the middle.
I definitely think it's a race car. I just don't think it'll be like one of the real Tyson cars. It could
Have
be.
you
I-
seen
I-
Bathurst?
I'd debate you on that. Have you seen
Yeah.
Have you seen the big boys at this?
Yeah.
Uh,
I just think the real one would be. It'd still be in
It'd
Japan.
be a museum.
It'd be in Japan.
Mm.
Because I know they got a few.
Let's get fact checked.
Yeah, it could be real.
What you do is you tell the internet and it'll tell you you're wrong.
I've rated it like it's real. So
I'm just giving that a straight 10 because this is R32 GTR decimation.
Ooh.
Bathurst winning, you pack of
10,
bastards.
20, and a 7.
Yeah, it's a straight 10.
what's this car?
Where'd that come from?
R32
No,
GTR
Special car.
is a godfather of. I mean, this is the car that made Japanese cars. This is JDM
Well,
starting here.
this is the Godzilla.
The-
So it's
yeah.
the R32, that's the Godzilla.
The
Yeah,
real
this is
crap.
the killer.
And that name was coined in Australia.
Yeah. Decimated all.
It is like as Scott just said. It is the pack of assholes car.
Yeah.
Mm,
I love the story and I love the car.
everything
I
about
was
it.
taking a piss.
And an RB26 twin turbo, mate, when those things. Oh, here you go. So what you're watching there is a Valkyrie cruise past. We'll skip over that. What you're looking at there is just art.
Oh, that's the.
That is the
Wow.
Mona Lisa of design in the F50. Look at that
Great
nose.
photo.
So I think we need to blur that. That's a bit rude.
It's pretty spicy, I must say. Next.
It's definitely the best of the
Oh,
Michael car trio.
look at the colours.
Ooh,
Oh,
Oh,
here we go.
Yeah. Here's
Here we go.
a side-by-side combo that requires a backstory.
If we ignore the plates, I'll give it a bad name.
Oh,
For the boys.
Yeah. Now, do you want to tell us a story about how special this combo is?
Okay, it's Okay, well, yeah, it is special.
It is
but it's been,
stupidly special.
it's a colossal failure.
Ah,
So basically, this is
horror.
Mercedes trying to do what the F50 was, putting an F1 engine, a modern era F1 engine, into a road car, and then trying to make it work. And for the life of all the reviews and what everyone says, it isn't working. It's got some crazy. The coolest part is it has active aero, but the thing's like
It's way too much tech.
it has a 30,000 mile rebuild. So once you've done 30,000 miles, no one will, but if you do, as a rebuild,
And,
and that rebuild is £700,000.
Ouch. Now, I don't think we've mentioned what car we're talking about here.
We're talking about the Project One, the four in the front.
Well, it's now called the AMG one.
Okay.
So
AMG performance. They gave, I think, they gave a car to Chris Harris to test, and he got half around a lap, and
they had to give
it
him another
failed.
one.
They had to give him another one, and it got one lap around and it failed.
Whoops.
So they haven't, and it took so long that's why the second car is in the photo.
Because they had to apologise to the, didn't they? That's my favourite part of the story.
Yeah, and they offered people a GTR in the same colour scheme.
Yeah, so the car in the background is a GT Black.
GT Black, sorry.
Correct. So
and
that's the
in
apology.
Yeah, and in the Project One
Colour scheme.
colour scheme with the little stars, and that meant that if you have that, you had an AMG one or have an AMG one on order.
Correct.
Yeah, no, not the one.
Have they used that one platform for anything else?
No.
Like, have they
No,
not put
it's
something else in it?
It's essentially Lewis Hamilton's, I think, 15 car, 15 engine, a lot of the components from that car.
So what ratings we got here?
Oh, look. That's... Oh! I'm going to break the trend here. You guys actually won't believe this.
A 9.
9.
9.
I give this a 9 because this actually goes back to me applauding a sleepy manufacturer just going balls out. I respect endlessly how badly they shit the bed on this, but fuck, they tried.
Yeah.
And I tip my hat to them going, this is a really bad... Like, again, think about the boardroom meetings of we've fucked this so hard, it doesn't fucking work. Oh, God, we've got to give them another fucking car. Oh, God, the reviewers can't test it. But they just went, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to ram a Formula One engine in this fucking road car, send it and see what happens. And I have to give that huge marks in these times.
So the part for me is they apologised with the GT Black, but they custom had to buy it. So they made more money.
Yeah, correct.
Which they needed.
It wasn't free.
Which they needed. And I just don't want one. There's no part of me that wants that complexity.
I just think the problem with it is Mercedes have gone and done, like what Scott said, fully behind them and the ingenuity and them doing it, but they've screwed the pooch so badly that they likely won't ever do it again.
Yep.
And doesn't that make it more valuable as a future collector, Rory, as you look
It will. Look,
does.
in 30 or 40
In
years,
30
it'll probably be
years.
worth $1 billion. But
correct?
My hot take is it won't because of as soon as something fails.
no, it will because everything that shit goes
everything
up.
that's shit. So think about the glory of the AU Falcon. Like it's
Yeah, but it's going like they're all going to have
The Dino.
they're all going to have 50 kilometers on them because
Well, that's good too.
they're going to be going.
How many are there?
I don't know actually.
100?
I thought the number was like 75, but I could be completely wrong there.
That shows how much we
know about it
Yeah.
and we care about
We
it.
don't care, but I love
see if
the
anyone in the chat can
I
find
love the
out
mayhem.
what's
Hang on, I'm going
I actually
to.
don't even know how many GT Blacks there is.
What are they
GT
called?
Black 1700.
Oh, there you go. Someone's got it. Thanks,
No.
team.
How many other?
I don't know if the Project One. No.
Oh, so there's 1700 AMG
I'll do it.
GT
Oh,
Blacks,
he's on it. I couldn't help.
which is crazy. So AMG GT Black, there's 1700 of them. That's more than every other Black series ever made combined.
There you go.
Production of AMG One began in 2022. 275 cars.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
That's a lot of F1
That's,
engines.
that's a lot of. That's because they know 700 grand's coming at 30,000 miles. They make
But
fortune.
I want to know how many they've sold.
Yeah.
All of them?
Probably all of them.
Yeah,
All of them,
okay. Anyway. Oh, this is a
Have a-
Val.
It's a Valkyrie.
Now,
That's a Val.
have a look at the
Road
side-by-side bangers,
Oh,
though.
wow. Look how different it
There's
is.
an SP3 next to it.
Bangers. Ooh,
So that's the Valkyrie. That's the road
The
variation of
road
the one we saw
going.
before.
yeah, of the race going Valkyrie, and that's a little bit more actually creating a both really interesting cars.
Unpopular opinion, I prefer a road car over an impossible to drive on the road. Like, I like how Lanzante turn race cars into road cars, but
Yep.
because they're not that extreme, the AMR Pro, the race car variant of this, there's no way you're getting that on the road.
No, but
Imagine
look,
getting
that's
into one.
that's pretty special, particularly if you're a big unit, not very flexible, can't touch your
Look
toes.
at the,
Yeah, but about, yeah,
look at the incisions on the side.
Oh,
Well, they'd be all government doors, I'm pretty sure.
So what do we give a road Valkyrie? What's our number there?
10,
It's a 10,
5.
Do you know what's
Jazz is giving it
what's
a five.
weird?
Sorry.
I'm at a 7 because
Oh.
I actually like. Look, I think the Valkyrie is an extraordinary car in every measure, but when you compare it to the track Valkyrie hits you in the face. That makes you go, hang on, which fucking car is that? Oh, you got to look at. Yeah, for me, I've got to look at the badge because it kind of looks like the Brabham, kind of looks like a few other things.
I don't want one.
Yeah, sorry, I'm very fuzzy.
No, it's good. It's good that we are fussy. Otherwise, we're just going to give it
Because you can't
50.
just give
Yeah, look
everything a
at that.
10.
Right, look at that.
I'll throw it out there. It looks better than the badge.
Wait, what about SP3?
God, that's a great angle. I haven't seen that angle before. That's a great angle.
Well, thank
This is a car that this is naturally aspirated Ferrari at its finest.
Mhm.
Right? There's a lot of other Ferraris I'd have over this. Not a lot, but there's quite a few Ferraris I'd have over this. But, oh, God, that's
They're nothing like this one.
horn.
On your
Let's
pen.
get the horn
I'm
over it.
going to disagree with you. I think it looks like Transformers shattered a Ferrari.
It looks like something out of a Michael Bay movie.
It does. I'm waiting for it to explode. Good, cool guys.
I'm waiting for it to
Oh,
go.
Yeah. Look, I'm
There's
getting.
a couple of colour schemes.
I'm in for numbers here.
How's that?
I'm
Rory
giving-
and I are on
I'm giving it a
11,
9 for
11,
pure
9.
for pure respect. But oddly, I think it's gone. The design philosophy for me doesn't speak to me.
If we just go back, actually, no, we can't go back.
No, you can't get
Okay.
that. No.
Okay.
There was a car taking the focus away from the SP3 in the background.
How was it?
I'm sure it'll come.
I don't know.
It's going to appear.
I'm sure.
Yeah, this is not it for me. This is Devo. So this is a Bugatti Chiron Devo. Or is it even called a Chiron? Or
No,
just a
just
Bugatti Devo?
Just
yeah.
a Devo.
Yeah, this is a.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I don't know.
I think it's extremely ugly. I think it's real gaudy.
When Winkleman did the launch on this, I was
Right.
expecting something crazy.
Rory.
It was like something different. It was
It's
essential.
a 5 from me.
I don't want to be
3 for
controversial.
Jazz.
But
I think
three.
that's justified.
That's full spice. And again, I respect what Bugatti has done because when I think of France, I don't think of cars.
No.
And so the fact that they built a car that played on the world stage and then they went, fuck, what do we do now?
Veyron Gen 1 Grand Sport.
Even a Chiron, though.
Yeah,
Chiron.
These
Super
things
Sport.
just look like a Hot
Yeah.
Wheels car, though.
I wouldn't get the normal shit on.
Chiron Super
The
Sport.
Super Sport.
With the 4 exhaust.
The 4 exhaust
Yeah.
with the long tail.
Yeah.
That or the Gen 1 Grand Sport.
Grand Sport. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with the red interior.
It
Just,
just,
that thing just.
there's too much.
Nothing for me.
Yeah.
It looks too like I'd cut myself just.
Yeah. Move it along. I've said it.
Also got a motor in it. the way it's
Ben says
set.
1.5 out of 10 on tech. I'm not sure which car is referring to there. Probably this.
Oh,
That's
the
the one. Is that the
CC850,
Oh, this is an incredible car.
This
This-
is what the Stig crashed on Top Gear.
No,
No,
this is the new one.
They
This is-
made it to look like the original,
This is a spicy boy.
but it is the
I like it.
only car in the world, correct me if I'm wrong, with a manual and an automatic gearbox
Yeah.
in one.
Now, hang on. Nick Martin there. The automobile in French. What's that? So what's the translation there? I've missed that.
I think he was, because I was saying which car is referring to the word automobile in French. So,
Hmm.
Well, there's a guy, Old Socks, 550 Super America is better than a 550M. Oh, there is no 550.
no, there isn't. Old socks, you're wrong. 550 was a Barchetta.
575.
575 was a Super American.
But he's correct because the 550 Barcata is better than a 550.
This is like arguing with real life Wikipedia.
No, it's not.
I love it.
I don't think so.
I love the real time
I love it.
interaction. I love the savagery from.
I don't like the Barchetta at all.
I think it's great.
Nick Martin is saying the word automobile is French.
Oh, is it?
Ah.
Well, how did they fuck it up so bad that we don't know that?
They fucked it up as bad as they fucked the dealer up.
I thought that the name for an automobile was voiture in Francais. Anyway, moving on. CC. So this 850 is an incredible piece of.
I'm just going to jump ahead here, and I'm just going to say I have no faults on this car. I give it a 10.
It's a 12 for me.
12 from Rory and 11 from
Dave.
Yeah,
So, can I just say, if you've got some time, go on YouTube's and look at the Christian van Koenigsegg's heaters and introductions. I think it might have been JWW. Somebody's gone to the factory and they do a full deep dive into the car, and it's a must because it's an.
So, a little tidbit. Mr. Lamborghini, aka Adrian Portelli from LMCT Plus,
How's the ordered one?
he has a CC850 coming
Oh,
to Australia.
awesome.
That'll be
Hope you're listening.
6.6 million worth of it.
Where's that going? In his bedroom?
Oh yeah, it's gone up with the Senate GDL.
Upside down over the pool.
And the
He's going to put a
P1 as well.
two-pole car hoist in there.
Oh, here we go.
Mate, doing God's work. All right, what do we got
Oh,
here?
is
I don't
this,
even know.
the McLaren F1 2.0?
Yeah, this is the Gordon Murray Supercars T50.
Correct. And this was, I found this very special
Okay.
to see. So the Good Murray car, because again, this is another exercise in mayhem. Hit me. I want to see what Jazz.
I don't like it.
Oh, 4
Yeah.
Spice.
20, not interested.
Look, I'm not going to write it down,
Because
but I'm a 9.99.
I'm
here.
sorry, but this is essentially him going, I'm just making the F1 again.
Be there better.
I'm
but
not
that's-
offended.
Of course he's going to be better. It's 20 years, 30 years
I'm
later.
not even mildly offended at that.
No, I fair. It's ugly. Tell me those headlights look good.
Mate,
Very round.
no, that's like the pancake Porsche lights, which people are
I
wanting
wouldn't say
to.
it's ugly. It's not.
It's not pretty.
It's
What
not
they
pretty.
call it?
It's not a pretty car, and that's the first you got to do with these cars. It's a copy of a brilliant car. I'm sorry if this is offending people.
I'm
The
offended.
back looks stupid with the fan.
Oh, I love the fan.
It doesn't sound great.
I want it to be a jet engine.
It sounds a really, really high pitch.
It doesn't. I actually haven't heard it.
I'm getting caught
I
up
don't
on
want
these windscreen wipers.
Mm.
It looks like they've just taken a bit of like
Okay.
RHSI.
The windscreen wiper is my biggest ick on the car.
The
It's 'cause
light.
it's got aero. The windscreen wiper has aero.
I haven't
lights,
paid that
the
much
rear
attention.
ends.
Oh, see, I like this.
There's
It
no front splitter. It
I-
looks like a Lotus from the front.
It feels like the 90s. It feels like if somebody did the 90s now, and I think that's why I like it.
GDL version.
Take it away from me.
Ah,
Take it off the screen.
All
It's
right.
like a Hyundai
we-
Tigra.
that is a.
Come on, there's a big one coming. There's a
Savage
big one
bird.
coming. I can feel it.
I
I've
can
seen
see
in a
it.
couple
I can
of
see it in
pictures.
the
I've
background.
seen it in a couple of pictures. There it is.
Stop it.
Boom.
Chassis 36.
Is this
There we
the
go.
Andretti?
No.
He had a red one.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know the famous story?
So this is a painted
Stop.
one.
No, tell me.
Oh, this is a painted one, is it? Was it smashed and repainted?
Good question.
So Andretti sold his Mario Andretti, or was it Michael? Oh, it was Michael.
No, Mario.
Was it Mario?
The
So-
original.
Yeah, sold his in 08, I want to say 07 for $800,000,
Wow.
and now they're worth. The last one sold for 22 million.
Oh,
22 million US.
US.
spicy.
You'll be regretting that.
Because
Yeah.
this one, if I recall, was a McLaren F1 GTR. If I could be wrong.
This is not a GTR.
No, it's just
No?
This is just a McLaren.
Oh, sorry, there were too many. I was getting confused.
So I think total numbers about 108, and that's including all of them,
Oh,
including GTR.
so this one's-
64 road cars.
Because this one's a centre drive. Because not all of them were centre
no, they're all
drive.
centre drive.
Also the drive.
All centre drive. Which is the Gordon Murray one, the same thing. He made it centre again. Copy this.
Because Rowan Atkinson had one of these.
He did.
And he crashed it once. Yeah, a couple of times.
And if you listen to the All Red Everything podcast episode, Scott Robinson, you'll know more about that kid. Because he used to help drive.
So I'm just going
This is
to
it.
I'm just gonna say 30 out of 10.
This is a 12 out of 10.
Yeah, this is 11 out of 10 for me.
It's a
I'm
12
not as
12 for me.
I'm not as crazy as these guys.
I don't love the way.
12.
I think it could have been designed better, looked better, but you can't argue with the how much performance they got in. So the story here is Gordon Murray and I think it was Ron Dennis and one other gentleman from the F1 team was leaving an F1 race and was sitting in an airport in Italy, and Gordon goes, "Hey, have a look at this," on a napkin, just created a swoosh and goes, "I want to make this car," and then that's when it came into conception. So this is to get 640 horsepower out of a NA V12 BMW in 92, 91.
Yeah.
Ended up in the
I think it's still the fastest.
the highest output.
No, it's the highest top speed natural aspirated car.
There you go.
390.
Yeah, 381.
Yeah.
I think there was one way run was higher than
Yeah.
the
It was pure mayhem. The 90s were just the greatest because I mean you had this, you had the XJ 220, like there were just there were special things happening before CAD was taking
Yeah, great car.
magic.
12 out of 10.
I just love the fact that they went, you know what? Let's use gold here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything
They couldn't get
is
carbon brakes on it because they just wouldn't work.
Gordon Murray did the gold again.
Did he? What a legend.
Trying to get me started on that car.
See, on anything else, that would be gaudy.
Here we go. There you go.
Special order car.
order car. Who's
Who's that? That's Andretti.
It's Andretti.
It is.
It was the Andretti
It is-
car.
It is the
There you
Andretti car.
go.
So it's chassis 36.
Okay.
It's the only red one.
Well, in that case, yeah, that was the one. I wonder if this owner bought it for 800 grand back in the day.
It might actually be the
There's
one.
SP3 again.
SP3, we've talked about that. Transformers.
Ah,
Oh.
The
The
fan.
see
back.
what I mean?
Mate, jet engine. Good work, Gordon Murray. I got nothing but respect.
I do
Look at
like
how the
the-
engine cover
I
pops
like how the
up.
covers pop up.
Like it's the 1920s, but backwards.
In the front of the engines.
Yeah, remember how they used to lift up on the side?
And the key does it. You push the button on the key and it all opens.
I was just going to say, if you didn't know what you're looking at, you would swear that's the front of like an old 1930s
Oh,
coach
yeah.
built
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Totally.
I never looked at it that way.
And again, we're staring here. If you are just listening with your ears, we need to paint you a picture. This is the back of the Gordon Murray car. It looks like a jet engine at the back. I don't know if you've seen the Daihatsu Charade with a jet engine in it. It's kind of like that, but different.
It has a nose.
It's beautiful. I think it's poetry. Gorgeous. And good on him for getting to do it again.
Next.
It personally controversial. I think the back of that looks better.
Ooh, savages. But that's different design. Everything looks the same now. But this doesn't.
Look at that.
Is that a McLaren F1?
No,
That's the better, the
yeah.
improved.
Oh, what a savage burn.
That's the improved one.
There you go. It's got the spec sheet.
Oh,
Look at that.
what a car.
And see, I believe I gave that a perfect 10. And
Yeah.
from
I
the
don't
back,
remember what I gave it, but it's 12.
CCA 50.
yeah, magical. What a design. The fluidity.
Oh, see.
Yeah, back of the Chiron. Big.
Diva.
No, Diva.
What's it called? Yeah, Bugatti, whatever.
Oh, DLS.
Now, this singer,
DLS.
was it, what was it? Yeah, singer?
That's a
DLS.
singer, DLS. That is the Williams collab designed and manufactured.
So DLS stands for Design and Lightweight Study.
Yes.
And it is their.
Mate.
That's what 1.1 USD brand news.
I was recently informed about what their cost is here in Australia.
Spicy.
Above.
Wow.
Because didn't somebody order 3 in Australia recently?
They're all like the customer. People trying to say it was one guy.
Yeah, but we had 3 deliveries or something. Yeah, okay. You heard me earlier say overdone, all this sort of, but this one
Yeah.
to me is
No, I backpedal on
absolutely
any
great.
Porsche overdone. This is Porsche done just right with the ducktail. It also has the period correct Fuchs rims,
Oh,
but like dished out like a baller, but also in like that dodgy 80s silver. So it is as period correct as you can get.
We're just going to give it 120.
Mate, I'm at a pure. That's 10 out of 10 Porsche for me.
That's 11 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 out of 10.
Oh,
That's everything Porsche
But
was
they-
supposed to be.
Driving Nirvana.
but they
Yeah.
made it look incredible. And there's very few cars that look,
Yeah.
drive,
Yep.
have a story,
Yeah.
have the engineering.
Magic. They've taken all the best bits. They've slapped a wide body on it. They've the best wheels, the best little duct. Everything about it is perfect.
And an engine just built by Williams. Like, wow.
Magic. All right.
Ben Nothing's come in with a good comment.
Yeah.
Singer is what RWD wishes it was.
Oh, isn't that
Nice
correct?
one.
It's not
Nice one,
punching darts and cutting shit out.
What
This
about
is
punching down?
yeah, savage.
Fury's
bro.
don't work like that.
Look, we still respect him, but yeah. I respect the art.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this was another. They were just everywhere.
Was that a Honda plane?
Yeah, that was one of their jets.
I do like
It looks like one of those American drones.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The global strike. Right?
Yeah.
This is one of the car shows where it's also
Oh.
useful to show you jet.
That's a really nice wire. So this is Pagani wire up.
Oh, yeah.
That's Activero on the front
How
there.
do you say it?
Wire.
Wara. And if you know anything about Pagani, they're off the charts special,
Yep.
even though they're a Mercedes engine.
So who was he a designer for? He was a
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that a Koenig Ferrari in the back?
Yeah, I was thinking that
I think
before.
it's a
too.
Koenig, right?
Yeah, it looks
It's a
like
Koenig
it.
special.
Were you looking for-
512.
Go right past it. What's right past it?
Oh,
Lexus?
Car, stop it right now. A white
CLK black.
CLK. That car actually, this is how much of a nerd I am. That actually is a New Zealand delivered car.
Really?
That was sold in the UK, and it was last for sale for £130,000, and it was sold to SCD Supercar Drivers at SCD
Wow.
Instagram shop. Anyway, so
You blokes are off the charts.
No,
with
this-
your
yeah.
car.
This
Like,
guy-
off the charts.
This
I'm
guy's
like,
obsessed with CLK black.
I'm just there
CLK
going,
black.
it's a car. Boom, boom.
I'm going to rate the CLK Black instead of the wire on this.
Mate, you go for it. There's no rules here. That's the show.
No, let's do the wire on. Let's do the
Oh, yeah,
wire
go
on.
for
Is
it.
that a black elevator?
That's an elevator, yeah.
I just,
Ratings, gentlemen.
mate, I'm excited about this. I'm keen to see which way this goes.
So I'm rating the wire up.
I'm ready to wire.
8.5 for the Daz.
I'm just
10 from Rory. And 10 from
I
Scott.
think the base wire up has aged very well.
I think it
Yeah.
has two, and I think it took everything that they did in their first car and then just made it better.
So my,
Hit me
I
with
would
it.
rather have a Zonda
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
because the Zonda is a 7.3 AMG naturally aspirated V12, number one, so it sounds better. This is a 6-litre V12 twin turbo. And these are a bit more softer lines. I think they're a beautiful car.
I'm just here rooting for the underdog.
The
Have you seen his factory? Have you seen where he worked from?
But
He sleeps
8.5,
upstairs.
8.5 is because I'd rather have Zonda.
Yeah.
A late gen Zonda.
But I think they released the wire up PC. I think that did wonders for the base wire up because I don't think the PC is very good.
No, it's not.
I just love the headlights.
I love
I
everything.
just love the front.
I love everything.
It's a beautiful car. Isn't that colour?
I like the fact that they didn't put wings on it.
I don't like the wheels on it, I gotta say, on any of
The
those.
mirrors are a bit wild too.
What's funny is the black wheels that offended me so badly on the Ferrari, the Ferrari.
Yeah, but this has got that black
Mate,
and white.
with the white and then the little stripe down
Yeah.
the middle and the contrasting black touches.
See, if it didn't have that black line down the bottom and the black wheels look really bad.
Yeah, no, that's smoky.
Well, really bad.
Wara. Right, what's next?
Oh, no, that coming.
Do you see how mental this thing was though? Like that.
Oh, Rory, here we go.
Oh. So we're looking at a Porsche, but not just a Porsche. Hit us, Rory.
Oh, this is.
Or is this you, Jazz? Who's
Well,
tell
actually,
us,
because this is Rory's favourite car.
yeah, tell us the story.
The 993 GT2. It is the Widowmaker. A lot of people believe that the 930 Turbo was the original Widowmaker. Incorrect. This
Didn't
is the
have enough
Widowmaker.
power.
Didn't have enough horsepower.
Mm.
So, Porsche are basically every cool car that was ever made was made because it was a homologation car. This car was not actually called a GT2, it was called GT, and it was made for the GT2 series. This is the car that inspired Nakai-san from RWB to make his cars, as you can see by the riveted flares. It had like 450 horsepower in like 1995.
No traction.
No traction control, rear engine, rear wheel drive. And it is just like, just look at it, like
a
look
lot
at
of boost.
look at the lines on it. Like
Yeah,
it was
look
a
at the
factory
lines.
wide body, like that looks after.
Look at the lines down the back as well, and the wang on that. I mean, that is proper.
So when Rory and I first met, we were talking about our favourite cars, and I think two of our top three are the same. So mine is a 993 Turbo, and Rory's is a 993 GT2. I'm indifferent. I think they're
So growing up, I wasn't a massive supercar lover, but I had a poster on the wall with a speed yellow 993 GT2, and I just was always obsessed with just the way it looks, how staunch and aggressive, and then how every review I would read because I wanted to know more about it. Everyone was like, "This is the most ridiculous car I've ever driven. It's impossible to drive. It wants to kill you." It's like, yes.
Anything with a nickname like the Widowmaker, which has again fallen into legend. I'm unsure how you can top it. And on that note, 10.
The only thing I don't like about this car
Tell me.
is that they made so many rip-offs.
That's a problem.
I just, because you see one and you go, oh, and you go, probably not.
Which makes a real one so special.
I can understand. Your scale, this is
My scale. My
So we
scale's
got-
your scale's been on to 20.
We got
isn't it?
10, 10, and a 15 from
10 from
Rory.
Jazz and 15 from Rory. Totally understand. Beautiful car.
And I think there was a speed yellow. I
Timeless.
think there was a speed yellow one next to it.
Timeless.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
No, I think it was a banana F40.
I don't like the colour. What's on the back of that?
what's going on with this car?
Sticker bombing the window.
I don't think there was any yellow.
No, they were all red, except for
One.
one black one.
And also one.
Didn't they
grey.
do one for a soccer player or something?
The air conditioned car for the Sultan.
Yeah, he also had a black one.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
black with the
one.
red stripe.
That's right, and the grey also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's an F40. We know what we think about F40s.
This F40 I don't like.
This F40, man.
They're still better than F50s.
Oh,
I don't like the toe hook
I'm out of here. Is this?
It's probably a race car. I can't remember. You
That's
probably
I think it's what was the series they raced in where they looked stock?
yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give this a.
yeah. I'm gonna fuck this up a little.
Yeah. So I'm an 8, Rory's an 8, and Scott's a 10.
Yeah.
It's an F40.
Yeah, no.
I don't even care if it is.
There's just some
banana.
questionable things going on. And
I
I like a yellow Ferrari.
I can look past its
Yeah, you were
faults.
saying it's your favourite colour.
Jello fly.
Here we go. 177.
And there's less of these now than there used to be because I know that a few of these got smushed.
Really?
Yeah, there was a
Okay.
picture that went
Mate.
around.
Years ago, there was one that got splattered, and yeah.
In the UK?
I actually thought the one that got splattered was in China, but anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So this could be a I'll tell you later story, but has it sold?
Unsure.
Hmm.
But
the one we're talking about here.
actually,
I
no.
don't-
Didn't we talk about that on the end of that show?
Yeah,
Because it was up for.
it was up, but it's now no longer at Duttons.
Yeah,
So we are referencing
it's probably changed. now.
The only.
the only 177 in Australia, which is Aston Martin 177 in Australia, which is a mutual friend of ours. It's known as Gotham, as that were its number plates, and he had it on the market and was taking interested offers on the car, and it was down at Dutton Garage. It is now no longer there,
Yeah.
so it begs the question of.
I feel like it's sold. I swear, because he talked about it right at the end when he came on my show,
Mm.
and I swear that it was changing hands. I can't recall.
Because
I'd have to be
it
fact-checked.
appeared in Adelaide,
Did it?
but it appeared in Adelaide at the same time that he was there racing. So has he maybe moved it to Richmond's?
He's bad man.
Ben Northley has commented, yes, full stop.
Oh,
wow.
There you
Has
go.
it
We've
gone.
got
gone.
facts, and,
Wow.
and Ben knows he's on the inside. Thank you, mate. Thank
I
you for
just got-
confirming in real time.
I just got maximum depression.
Can I
Wow.
just
I'd love to know where.
can I throw out a
Totally.
gentle flex? I wouldn't usually flex, but I've actually passengered in this car.
Oh,
That was a.
And can I
that was a
tell
massive
you,
flex.
and again, not something I ever asked for because I would never ask such a thing because that's too much to ask. But being inside that car and hearing that car under throttle, that's a thing.
7.3 litre?
Yeah, I think 750
Big
horsepower.
horsepower.
Something.
I think this is excess, and I love any excess story, right? So they went to town.
Is there a better looking modern, like prettier modern
Oh,
hypercar?
it's pretty special, hey.
I love that front grille because it's very art
It's
The cantilever suspension is
gorgeous.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and the carbon detail.
Mhm.
And the other thing I really, really, really love about this car is they built this at a time when Aston Martin was fucking fucked.
They were in trouble.
They were running technology that was 10 years old because they'd run out of money. They hadn't done the Mercedes partnership yet to get technology. And I know people that had Astons but would drive their Porsches because the Aston was more likely to break. Because the Astons were running such old technology, and even with that, they went fuck it and just built one of the greatest pieces of art of our modern time.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't wait to us reviewing non-10s. Because
It's
that's all we're doing.
177.
That's a 12 from Rory.
gets
Yes.
10s and 12s because that is a special car. Every direction you look at that car, and the longer you look at it, and the
Right.
deeper you look at it,
And that
it
looks
is
like
extraordinary.
that looks like a blue on blue.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it
it is.
And shout out to Liam,
It's a car
Arthur
that
Yeah.
legend.
looks
Legend.
like it has traps.
Yeah, the flex, like there's wide body and there's stick on wide body, and then there's just straight fucking
And it's
flex.
just shoulders and traps.
What-
Yeah.
It's one of the. It's going to go down as a.
It's there going fucking bucolic.
And what's it? The Vector? That's the other one.
Victor.
Victor.
Here you go. Now this is something we were just discussing.
The new Ford GT.
Heritage edition.
And look, I get an extra point for the Golf livery, but that still puts it at about a 7.
I'm not a fan of them, to be honest.
Yeah. So this is
Oh,
what are they called? The new Ford GT.
Yeah.
I love the
27
nostalgia.
GT.
I love lots of things about it. I love the blue oval, even though I'm having a little argument with them at the moment, but I'll give it a solid 7.
7, 8, and 6.
6.
So
Six
I'm
for
the
me
hot-
because I love
yeah.
the Ford GT.
The
Yeah, the previous one. And I'm very proud of them for bringing it back because, again, think about the era and what Ford was making at that point in time. And
Yeah.
they went, fuck it, and built this.
Yeah.
Like, again, that's 11 out of 10 for whoever got
And when
that
it
sign
came
off.
out to like when everyone was driving, all the other people were driving, it was
Yeah.
how fast it was. It's like Ford had sort of done it again.
Yeah.
They won Le Mans with it too.
While I may not be a particular fan, I am glad and grateful that they do bring these cars back.
Oh,
Great.
God,
Yeah,
yeah.
they keep it
We
running.
wouldn't have anything to talk
And-
about.
And that's why I'm so happy with this as well. I think it's magical. Speaking of magical,
Yellow.
Yeah. Once again, the boot hasn't closed properly. They have a massive problem with that.
I had a picture of one of these on my wall. A
yeah.
red one.
Yeah, right.
The panel gap is nasty. Do you know I hadn't noticed that? But that is terrible.
Yeah, the boot doesn't latch very well. You have to like.
And you don't want to push too hard either.
Do you know the worst part? It looks like the panel gap's on a fucking Tesla.
It's actually probably not as bad.
Oh, ouch.
So this is my least favorite Ferrari car
Of the lineage.
of the lineage. How does that sound?
Oh,
So 288,
it's a big chat.
F40, F50, Enzo.
It's got
Lap.
It'll be fourth for me.
What's the worst?
A lap. It's
Yeah.
not the worst.
It's got
I'll
silver
probably
wheels.
take an Enzo over a lap.
No, I
It's
wouldn't.
got, there's silver
You know,
wheels.
and my second nuance is I'd rather well,
I agree with that.
Yep.
So the Maserati
That's the
M6
reason.
sister car.
Yeah.
I would prefer. It was interesting to me that Ferrari let Maserati
Yeah.
do that.
I think it's a great thing that happened.
That's where I am,
it
even
was
with the
faster,
panel
right?
gaps and the banana color,
Hint from Scotty.
especially from that angle.
You're
On that
right,
Astro
it's
turf.
10 Scott.
I'm just not even changing it. I got nothing
10
but
for
10s.
Rory and 9 for Jazz.
Yeah, 9 because again it's my least favorite, but also the MC12
Hang on, we're being corrected. Ben's stinging us. Was that
288
from
GTO.
GTO is his worst.
Uh,
Uncultured
Who
Ben.
just said? Who just said?
Ben.
Ben Nussling.
Oh, someone booed it.
Yeah.
He said.
they know nothing.
Where's the thumbs down?
Yeah, where's the
That's the most rarest to it. Yeah.
who earns?
288 energy.
All right, what's next?
I have a soft spot for any supercar that doesn't have a rear wing.
Yeah, no wags good.
It's just something different.
Oh yeah, that's the same car from the front. I'm actually giving that the same score. I think that's gorgeous.
There we go.
Now, speaking of,
See, there's no
gorgeous.
way that's the real.
oh,
No, that's too clean.
That's the HKS. Like, there's no way HKS doesn't have that in there. It's also definitely not because that engine is not
Now,
great, but
what are we looking at here, Rory? Paint a picture for the people.
this
watching
is
with
another. This is another R32 GTR touring car.
love them.
Everyone calls it Group A. That's Australian, so it's just the Australian variation of our touring cars. But yep, another R32 touring car. This one's in the HKS livery. It's
Mate.
definitely not the real one.
Now, tell me that the HKS livery is not some of the most iconic.
It's probably the most iconic, I'd say.
That is like the 90s.
Yep.
Like, before I understood what livery was, I knew what HKS livery was.
Yeah, and HKS is like they were so prominent.
That was so
This is a really cool replica because it's still got the red mirrors and everything on it. So this is a really cool.
proper accurate.
Yeah, very very accurate. But
I'm pretty sure I had a T-shirt in that livery.
Oh, no doubt.
Or was
It's,
90s.
look how 90s it is. You think about the fashion.
Beautiful.
of
they
the
were
time.
and still are like one of the all-time
Yeah,
great
special.
HKS.
Mate, I can't even rub it out. I'm just at another.
Are we
10.
rating this car?
I'm
That
I'll give
would
it an 8.
That would be more period correct if it had red and blue AN lines all throughout the engine blade. That HKS delivery always reminds me of like the seats on Kangaroo bus lines.
I'm just holding 10s. We've got a 20 from Rory. We've got an 8.5.
When it comes to Godzilla, it's just
That's a lot of good things. R32 GDR.
There you go. Cal Sonic.
Oh
Give us
God.
over a 10.
I don't even need to have a conversation. I'm just
I
throwing
give this an
another
11.
10 because now I've also got to say it's probably the shittest livery in terms of effort. And for some
But the most
reason,
iconic.
that has made it so iconic. Like it was like we forgot to try, and they got the fucking junior design guy to just slap it together, and somehow it is.
I can't believe that was there.
no. This looks like the real one.
Look at the pipes on it.
Mm.
They just went, it's already blue. So
Cal
stickers on it
Sonic.
and call it a day.
R32 GTR. We're back. We're still
Another
playing
touring car.
Godzilla,
I would love to see
And,
one of those.
mate. The blue with the orange blinkers,
Yep.
as was the style at the time in the 90s. The white wheels that look like a big wedge.
Mhm.
Look at that air intake on the
Ugh.
front bar there. They've just like grafted in a big square.
That actually was on the
Every-
road car. On the,
everything.
on this one, right?
No, that was all.
On the
All
side
of it, wasn't it?
Both sides.
Yeah, magical. Yeah, it's hard to
There's
get.
another
Oh,
one next to it
and
Oh, yeah.
those wing mirrors.
We got
Was
Ganadors.
it Ganadors?
Yep.
Ugh.
Running about $5
I
grand.
was
in
gonna say,
there.
I can't get them in
Big
there.
dollars for those.
Ugh.
There's a lot of
genuines.
replicas, yeah, for genuines, yeah.
Uh,
See, it's got the filler pipe on the boot as well. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, see, it's crazy. I think we've spoken about it before, but how grumpy old race cars were compared to modern race cars.
Oh yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to see a few GDR touring cars racing, and they're so angry, like so angry.
Well, I think we'll talk on probably one of our podcasts about the one we saw at Noosa Concourse. It's
Yeah.
the most grumpiest race car I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Was it Dick Johnson's?
Alan Moffat's,
Alan Moffat's,
that
yeah.
is 3.
Those three.
Grumpy is how race cars should be.
I don't know
They
anything
just-
about that era.
They're just rough.
You'll have to
Yeah.
fill me in on that one.
Yeah,
They should be violently aggressive, and it should take a James Hunt style man to handle it. I'm sorry that I can't be gender. It should be a person, but you should be like James Hunt.
Yeah, I've spent a bit of time around race cars when I was working for a V8 supercar team and V8 racing units. And like from the outside and in photoshops, when they're going past really fast, they look great. When you actually get up close and like you're slamming doors on them and you're actually getting,
they're all
They're
bad.
rough.
oh, they beat up, they're rough, and they're just angry all the time.
Yeah.
And you got to move them around the shed and the paddock and everything, and they're just chunking around
Yeah.
all over the place. Like they are
Not made to go slow.
not made to slow. Don't like corners.
Wound up.
Oh, we're heading towards the end here too.
Are we?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This
Oh.
is the center.
That's also a quite special.
Is it a crossroads?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the hell?
That is
This event
mental.
is actually.
Oh yeah, it's off its head, and then they're all just taking them out and
You're
pooning
literally
it.
blowing me away here.
Yeah, pooning it round.
That's center. Number one.
Number one.
There you go.
Well, Prost was also number one because he won one of it, but that's the center car.
Yeah, that was 2 or 3 garages down from us.
Oh,
There's-
you just-
I'm not even going to put a rating.
Yeah,
It's,
achingly beautiful. I can't rate that.
Yeah.
it's the best era, best
Oh.
looking era.
And the Marlboro
Because they look like
livery,
jam.
it actually makes
Yeah. And
makes the
only
hard car look a bit
this
old.
year they had the best record.
But look at that, and this car is a hard car to drive.
They all would be
And so the
nightmares.
way
In that weather.
And mate, he just sends it. Look at that. You're getting rooster tails. We're watching Michael Lyons pedal the James Hunt McLaren Formula One car.
Is that were a 5-speed, weren't they?
Look at
The
that.
sequential one came, I think, in
Ferrari.
the 80s. Yeah, 89.
Yeah.
With the lid off.
641.
I think the 641 might have been.
No, I don't know.
But I don't know the exact model.
I don't know if
It was
I've
89, I think.
Are they a blue oval engine? I'm trying to remember. I feel like it is.
Don't know.
Okay.
Before my era.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if they were.
Yeah, I feel
Who
like
else
it
was
is.
making them back then?
I can't remember. I'll have to check the photos. There you go, fact check.
Well, that's it.
There you go. You're
That's the
done,
image,
mate.
huh?
You've finished SCV.
Wow. How are we
You-
going to top that?
Oh, mate, that's a lot. Well, what we could do, hang on, just if you could jump back there, if you could,
Go that one.
if you could see that one that says FOS, if you click on that, let me jump you forward about a day in time. Now, what you're seeing on the screen here is the transporter I was referencing earlier, if you were listening, where we have James Hunt's Formula One up on the top of the lift, and then underneath we have a moke, and that moke, and again, I don't know the story precisely, but I know that it is a very special car. We also have Michael Lyons in the Living the Dream Hammock Time t-shirt there, so some nice subtle product placement. But that van is what we lived out of. That's what we lived, cooked, drove.
Wow.
So that thing has living quarters and a kitchen at the front, and that's how they get around. That's how it's done in the UK.
How good is that?
So that's us then, loading up at their little factory workshop. It's worth flicking through these because I haven't looked at these for a while, but there's a couple of bangers in this collection. This is now, and if you look with a keen eye, this is their workshop.
That's a unicycle.
That is a unicycle. I'm not sure if you noted the Di Tommaso Pantera that was in front of us. That was Michael on the unicycle in flip-flops.
Nice.
Now this.
Oh my God.
Allow me to tell you a wonderful story. Now, who wants to share what this car is?
The Le Mans winning Ferrari,
Now,
the hypercar.
can I tell you a funny story? I was wandering through, so this is the day before Goodwood opened. So when's Goodwood? It's like I think it's Thursday or Sunday. So this would have been the Wednesday. Our pit garage was about 50 metres up from these guys, and I was watching the Ferrari people standing around, staring at the car, staring at a platform, staring at the car, and I was having a beer. It was late in the day, so I wandered down in my Crocs, stubby in hand, and went, "G'day fellas, what's going on?" And they said, "We need to get this Le Mans winning Ferrari that still has the dirt on it from the race," and they said, "We need to get it up on this platform." And I went, "Oh, fuck yeah, I reckon I can help you figure that out." I said, "We've got a lift on the back of our truck." So I, with Michael and Adam, who were with us, I helped to orchestrate the lifting of the Le Mans winning Ferrari.
So you were part of the race winning team.
I was a part of the race winning team. I actually have a photo of me
Nice.
and the race winning team with this car.
Wow.
Because I said to them, nobody's ever going to believe me. Can I get a photo of this? And so what we did was we actually lifted it. So that tilt tray that you just saw that had the Hunt car, and so that's the back of our car.
Oh, just there.
So that's your truck there.
Yeah, that's our truck there. And what we've done is we've pushed this bad boy onto
to
it
use the front.
to use the lift, and then helped to navigate it. And I'm just there laughing, going, like, I've literally got a beer in my hand and Crocs on, and I'm just fucking laughing, going, if we shit the bed here, like we're done. Like, this is one of one.
Sorry, yeah.
One of one Le Mans winning Ferrari, but again with that cocky Australian sugar rightness, we actually got the bloody thing into place. And I mean, it was tyres to the millimetre on the width. You can see how many people were assisting. This was a precision operation. We had to redo the angle about 17 times and hold up a couple of trucks. But we're like, look, we're not going to be rushed by any bastard. If we're going to move a Le Mans winning Ferrari on the back of our vehicle, we're going to do it in our own fucking time. Thank you very much. So yes,
Incredible.
there's my claim to fame. Yeah, you couldn't make this shit up, could you?
No, you do.
Like you couldn't make it up.
Rory and I coming next year.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll share a bed.
yeah, I snore pretty loud.
Big and close.
Now this is also just a casual flex. It's actually sitting behind you, Rory. If you'd like to look to your left. Now, I don't know if you know what this is.
I don't.
If you don't know what it is, well, this is an if you know, you know. This is
Roger Dubois.
Yeah, well, it's that too. So that little medallion is what got you. So think Wayne's World backstage passes. This got you into the special area. So in the special area, I walked past Rowan Atkinson and then did a double take and went, "Oh crap, that's Rowan Atkinson." And then I was washing my hands in the bathroom and I looked across and there was a little, young bloke just being silly. And it was Jensen Button and his kid. And I'm like, mate, kids, they're all the same. And like, we're standing side by side as far as I am away from Rory. And I'm there just, because I'm like, geez, I know who this bloke is. And I was looking at his face. And I'm like, I know who he is. But you just go like, mate. And like, we just had a laugh. And yeah, Formula One.
That's gone.
Yeah.
He's probably staring at you going like, this guy must be really famous.
Yeah. Well, he thought I was Shane Jacobson.
Probably. Shane Jacobs.
Yeah. So that's my driver's club pass.
I'll have to tell you my Jensen Button story.
Thanks, Michael. You're my hero.
Oh,
Now I thought.
No, McLaren Solus GT.
There you go.
I've never seen it before.
Now the Solus GT did all right at this specific event.
I've never seen this before.
This is a Formula One car with chassis.
It's basically
Like
their
without
Valkyrie.
shell on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So
How about that? Is that a DR3 720S?
Yeah. I don't think it's a DR3. Can we get a bit of zoomage?
Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, pull that up. Thanks.
It's better pulled up as up.
No, it's not. Yeah, the DR3 had the Le Mans wheels.
And
It's
then
just
I
another
had some
fire.
blue accents.
Yeah, it's just another fire.
and then Oscar Piastri was actually just cruising around with an entourage of McLaren people there. Because again, I walked past him, and it's a lot of that where you double take, and you're like, who's that? Oh fuck, yeah. And then you
Should have given
realise who it
him
is.
the classic Australian hollow sack work.
Mate, I actually did. No, I did that to Mad Mike. That was how I met Mike and Brendan.
That's fine.
All right, send it. I don't even need to rate that.
Yeah, it's a hectic car.
It looks like a spoon.
I don't think we can rate these. I think we just need to talk about it.
Ooh, this is the big boy.
And it's in a big box.
Okay.
So what are we looking at here, Rory? Tell a story.
Bugatti Bolide.
Now this
It's Bugatti's Valkyrie Solus.
straight
Whatever.
flexor. This looks great. It looks like a bug, like a mosquito style. You know.
Those little crosses are actual lights.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Mm.
I didn't even pick
The
it
rear
up.
of it's like astronomical.
But I think that
I'm
looks
just trying to
sensational.
know where this is going.
There is one coming, yes.
Talk to me. What
Oh, really?
Mm.
I was thinking because Bugatti's biggest customer is Battered and Sword.
Oh no, there's one coming to Australia.
Okay.
Yeah,
Brother of,
yeah. Is it going to Perth?
Yes.
okay. There you go.
There you go. Good on you, Perth. Representing for car collecting.
Well, taxes are too bad that you can't.
Now this, I pretty much lost my shit when I saw this. Tell us a story, Rory.
We're looking at another singer.
Yeah.
But this is a singer that is
It's not the design. Is what the design study?
is a design study. But it is basically they've recreated what I consider is my favorite Porsche race car, which is the 934, 935. This is the 935, but Scott will probably have pictures of the 934 variant. Yeah, Moby Dick, if you've ever heard Porsches referred to as Moby Dick, this is what they were based on. This is Singer's variant of it, and it looks ballistic.
It is straight flexing, and you can note that it had its own platform, and next to it there was its engine just
With
on
the
display
intakes.
as well,
How's it intakes?
so that you could just sit there and admire the artistry of its magnificence.
Like, look at how perfect that turbo is. It looks like an exhaust. That turbo is so nice.
Everything about it, everything is beautiful.
So that whole thing almost looks like it's made out of plastic.
Yeah.
That's how nice it is.
It's so perfect. So there you go. There's perfection. You better keep pumping through these.
I'm going to say, I don't really think we can rate these cars.
No, I think
These are unrateable in their perfection. Oh, there it is. There's the
It's a little chillers, man.
just
Oh, this is the Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know it. It's all electric.
But that kind of makes sense for a Rolls Royce.
It does, but it's a heavy car and made even heavier. And it doesn't look great. It's not a great colour. I don't like the wheels. A bit of a Grinch, aren't
yeah. I must say it doesn't speak to me.
Yeah.
It's lost
Not
its
I prefer a
Rolls.
Wraith.
It's lost its Rolls Royce.
they?
It's-
A Wraith. Okay.
Two-door.
Two-door Ghost, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think oddly when BMW saved them was one of their best times.
Oh, this is a Michael Schumacher Benetton.
And this was my problem: was everywhere you walked, this was like down the back somewhere. This was like out in the back
so
paddock.
Can we pump the brake? Can we pump the brake for 2 seconds here?
Yeah.
And can we just actually take a minute to have a look at what's parked next to
Oh,
it? It's
mate.
the climb dance car.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Ari
it is.
Vatnen's
Yeah,
Peugeot
it is.
905
Yeah.
Pikes Peak car.
But it's next to a F1 car, the greatest F1 driver of all time.
And they're both parked down the back.
And they're parked down the back
In it.
in like a holding area under a tent
I think I'll try and think if that's
with folding chairs next to
Do you know
it.
what? I might even be pre-shooting that. That might be a PK. Because this is about the time I started watching, and this was either 91 or 92. And 91, he was in the Jordan 191 for one race, and then Flavio pulled him into this, and he didn't do a full season until 92. So I'm going to have to go to the third umpire on this one and check a bit later. But yeah,
I'm just here for the iconicness.
Please tell me there's photos
yeah. Do you have photos of it?
of Iron Batman's gun.
Oh, no idea. Just keep going.
Let's go.
1992. Benedict Ford,
oh, look at this.
B192.
Jamie's all over it.
Good on you. Yeah. Good
Oh,
on you,
yeah.
Jamie. That is a Schumacher car, or potentially his teammate who was PK. I think.
Everyone's going to think that Gibbo's name is actually Jamie.
No, but it's Gibbo.
Okay.
We just haven't listened to a lot of shows with the Jamie, except for one with Jamie.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Yeah, get ready.
yeah.
This is the problem. There's so much. I can't describe it to you. Like, if you are a car fanatic, if you haven't been to Goodwood, you don't understand what you're missing.
There's one of these in Brisbane somewhere.
Yeah.
I saw one on the back of the tilt track.
The
back from
Yeah, Bowdens have gone.
The Bowdens have it. They just sold it early.
Did they?
And it was in full BMW, like had the stripes
That's-
and the red.
It would have been
Wow.
silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have been, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's a Japanese car.
Beautiful. I saw it on the back. I was like, that thing looks like space.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris and Dan. They take it to the
Yeah.
track too.
Oh yeah, gangsters.
I wish they made cars like this.
Yeah, more-
I wish-
Because what year was
So-
this? Was this late 70s?
Well, this was built for a race series that never eventuated.
Yeah. They
Like a
called
lot
it.
of-
They called it BMW M1 Pro
Ugh.
car, and it was for the Pro Car racing.
And it's so beautiful.
I think these were the M1 was late 70s. I think the
Yeah.
Pro Car was early 80s.
And you look at the design language that then didn't hit the road
Is there a little
cars
bumper above it?
until much later. There would be. Yeah,
1979.
79, so it's close.
I think
unbelievable.
they did like, they either didn't eventuate or they did like one series and then that was it.
Yeah, and then they scattered and raced in all other different
Yeah.
series.
And again, cast your mind back to the sorts of cars being produced in 1979 and then compare it to this fucking thing.
Yeah.
You roll up in that in 1979, be like, are you from the
That-
fucking future?
That looks like it's from the 90s.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It does.
Because it's got the, what was
Late
the,
80s.
what was their
Lotus.
wedge-shaped car that they made in the 90s? The 850?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
840 and
Yeah.
850.
So it's got the same front that the design language carried across into that car.
And the
But it took 'em-
Pompeios, yeah.
Yeah, it took them 15 years because, again, think about BMW product in the 80s, particularly when you still had, and I don't know if you pulled a BMW apart from the 80s, where you'll actually have the different sides of Germany.
Oh, Eastern
Prior to the wall coming down, because I had an E32735IL
Wow.
that I pulled apart and found, East and West Germany
Parts.
parts.
Yeah,
So you
right.
had to actually check which half of Germany.
I've got
So again, think of the time,
German
you're like,
tools in my
I was
toolbox.
going to say
Whoa.
the East German stuff was all falling apart.
oh, that's where the Alfa Romeo technology came from. I think.
If anyone's got an Alpha, just go check it's not on fire.
Oh wow, shark nose. I don't know what year this would be, but what is it? That's
I'll tell you what it is.
155 or 156.
61.
156, yeah.
961.
Yeah.
So this would be like Phil Hill era. This is iconic.
It's hard to
Father
follow.
of Dane.
Yes.
No, that's Graham Hill.
Huh.
Oh, and Phil Hill's his.
No, I'm not related.
No, this Phil Hill's the American, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Phil Hill's American.
Yeah. That's right.
So what are we looking at here, fellas? Just paint a.
It's a F1 car from the 60s.
There you go.
I think it was
That's 61, so it's a
61.
Ferrari 156.
Shark Nose it was called.
That is beautiful.
Mm. I can't believe they raced them. It's crazy.
Death drops. Look at those wheels.
Oh,
It's the
there you
Brabham?
go. It's the Brabham.
Brabham.
That is a special car.
Built by Repco.
Still to this day, the only constructor and drivers champion.
So again, the car for people listening.
I don't know what year it is.
I don't know what-
So it's the Brabham
It's a Brabham
Formula One
yeah,
car
F1 car.
in the iconic green and gold. Yeah.
With the Tyrrell Cosworth six-wheeler beside
Yeah.
it.
Casually,
Why are these down the back?
mate, down the
Yeah,
back.
it's
Stewart. Jackie Stewart.
Yeah.
But these are all the people that were racing them too. This is
That's probably why they're probably
that's
closer
they're,
to
they're,
that.
they're in the pits. They're actually reasonably near to. So you've stepped outside of the show, and these are competitors.
It makes me wonder if these are, well, they would
Oh,
be
is that the Eagle?
genuine cars.
Well, most of these are genuine cars. So-
No, we don't.
and this is the thing that blew me away is the number of people that own Formula One cars over there, because there's so many of them kicking around, and people bought them when they were just cents on the dollar because they were just crappy old race cars, and then they all go racing them, and they've been using the Avon tyres, if you saw, who just closed
Yes.
their doors, which is a tragedy. because the Avon tires were
Don't
being
need a
made
portable racing tire.
that were being made for all these bizarre shapes and sizes of
Friendly's
classic
rubbing
race
their
cars.
heads together.
Yeah, there'll be there's an opportunity there.
That's a Napier Railton special.
No idea what it is.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's got like a
Ridiculous.
16-cylinder Spitfire engine or something.
350s is, I pretty much don't know anything.
It's got-
350s.
it's
I'm
got-
fairly sure. Yeah, it's got Land Cruiser suspension on it.
It's got leaf suspension and drum brakes. Imagine doing 180 miles.
No thanks. And what I really love is the blokes there checking it out in the white overalls. Oh, now this bad boy, this was like a car parked down the side next to it. I don't even know what I'm looking at, but it's old and awesome. It's got to be
That's
1920s.
an Austin.
There you go, Austin.
That is
Yeah, 1920s,
that'd
1930s.
be one of the oldest cars there.
Oh,
Hand cranked.
Wow.
No, there's some real old
That's
stuff.
awesome.
yeah.
Oh, the Rewalk.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah,
drift
yeah.
car out of
Yeah, Bagsy.
Bagsy. That's the one.
Yeah. So it's got a LSX 454 cubic inch in it, with big turbo, Liberty Walk silhouette wide body kit.
Nice car.
Yeah, very good car. Monster Energy. His name's Bagsy. I can't actually think of his full name, but
I think that's what he's under on the
it's
internet.
Bagsy Boy UK or something. But yeah, pro drifter from the UK.
I'm not offended by that car at all.
No.
I like that a lot,
That's a lot of car.
isn't it?
Oh,
Oh,
Ah.
155.
And this, to me, is very special.
This was the peak DTM era.
This is and again, Alfa Romeo is a tragic story.
Martini Livery 155 DTM.
Yeah,
Probably one of the most iconic cars.
look at those wheels.
How many times I've looked at cheap 155s on car sales and gone, I wonder if I can turn that into a.
And then you've
A
closed the
DTM.
browser and gone, don't fucking do it.
Because they'll fall apart. But,
just look at the way they're sat.
achingly beautiful car.
It is achingly beautiful.
The Oz Racing.
Oh, just
Look at the big. It's got Tom Walkinshaw next to it,
magical. Oh yeah, in the jet.
and then Aussie Jack.
X5.
The Big Bertha.
They're a big car.
Ugh.
It's a beautiful car. That's a great.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites there.
And
Oh,
then-
there's
and
back
that-
outside.
And that was just to show you that it was everywhere. That how common it is.
Wow.
It's around the
See
same.
these
Gets around.
monsters, Blue R32, Calsonic, GTO. The Jag. Do you know, people are just discovering that these are interesting as well, the old Jags.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this was fun. So S15, because there wasn't a lot of this sort of stuff kicking around, as you can imagine at Goodwood.
It's got a 2J. It's got a 2JZ in it.
Is it
I think I saw a video of this one.
No, it could be. No, is it a drift car?
Serious era.
I don't know, but I remember
I
just
think
looking
that's
at
a
it.
time attack car.
I
And
was going to say, it's a
I've
serious
seen-
era.
I feel like I've seen
Yeah.
videos of this car.
look how minty it is, though. Look at the underside of the bonnet.
It's really.
And have a look at the reflection of the paint on the underside of the bonnet and tell me that that's not magical.
What is that?
It's got a 2J. Hypertune
Is that gold foil?
Yes, that'll be a heat restrictor.
You've got me with the gold foil.
It's the cleanliness and presentation when you see so many S15s looking like thrashed ass. And this is just so beautiful. It's probably a drift car. Look at the tubs cut out there.
No, it could be a time attack car.
Time attack? Yeah, hard to tell.
Yeah,
They're not big in time attack.
We'll get
I don't
fact
think a
checked.
drift car would have that much era.
Oh, hang on. Ben Nothing dropping the bangers again. The Martini liveries.
A 1.5 times beauty.
Ah,
Beauty,
good on you,
beauty
Ben.
multiplier.
We couldn't agree more. Next.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
That would have been probably Piotr Visic, who's ex-American Formula D driver.
and that was precisely the Wheelhouse car. So this is the Toyota BMW Supra Z4
Is it for super?
Z4 Supra, which I think is a very pretty car, but a very sad time in Toyota's life.
The prototype sold me on these
Oh,
cars
yeah.
because I saw one in Champs-Élysées in France when I was there before they released it way back in like
The
2015.
prototype you saw.
I saw the
Yeah.
prototype in the Toyota dealership on the Champs-Élysées. I couldn't walk away from it. I was like, screw the Kentucky tour. I'm staying here to watch this thing.
To steal this. Now, what you really need to look at is the car at the back.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the car.
Like Delta and Tegra.
Okay.
Is that
Or the Renault RX.
The Renault. with the rear engine.
Oh,
wow.
I'm looking at
I was
what
looking
looks to be
for that.
Kankanen's Delta.
Well,
Look, there's a
I'm looking the other
Subaru
way.
at the back there.
There is WRX. I think that's actually a McRae.
No, that's
No,
that's
right.
GD.
Okay.
For
So,
post.
now, here you go.
What?
Is that like a mini?
No, it's a Renault 5.
Actually, I think they put an electric engine or something.
Oh, I was going to say that better not have
I
an
can't
electric
remember.
motor.
I think it does. Yeah,
That was
quick.
terrible.
No, run away. I take it all back.
Yeah. No, the modern Supra with the concept of the
Oh.
hands in the front.
Stop
Stop.
your press.
Mate, right here with a Pro Drive Ferrari, I feel like I'm driving original Gran Turismo.
Where's old socks on the commentary? 550 man. Ben as well. Ben Noblin.
Yeah, so it's 550.
This is-
The Pro Drive 550 GT. What was it? Racing GT3?
And again, the work experience kid did the livery on this, and it still
Yeah.
is so,
Oh,
it's
man.
somehow so
The noise.
magical.
Did you, Scott? Did you hear this thing start up or anything?
Oh, I can't recall,
Yeah,
mate. It's
wow.
all a blur
Japanese
of
car.
magnificence.
I would love to hear that thing go. Come up with a climb or something.
Yeah. It's hard. It's too much to take in. Like even in the time that you spend there, it's too much. It's so
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
wow.
There you go. That's
There
what I
we
was
go.
looking for. I knew it was there somewhere.
That's a proper
555.
Great.
That is the car that made Subaru.
Yeah.
Well, that is just the car that made Subaru, isn't it?
Mhm.
That is the car. And then the criminals found it, and then they on the police, and then the legend became,
Yep.
much like the Widowmaker, the WRX was the gangster's car.
That's what they were doing the bank robberies.
That's it.
That's why they had to put
Oh,
these
yeah.
aftermarket security devices in them,
Yep.
which are the bane of all GD chassis Subaru
Yeah.
drivers' existence because they're still there
Yeah.
Correct.
and they will
The
lock,
code is
they will lock you out of the car
Yeah.
sitting at the lights.
It was the best story I think I mentioned in the last podcast where they were getting away. They were in front of all news. It was on that Underbelly TV series as well.
Yes, I remember
Where
that.
they were,
Yeah.
they were chasing those VT
Yes.
Commodores and they couldn't keep up.
No, they were smoked.
And I went to Melbourne for the F1 in 2001, the Grand Prix in Melbourne. And I remember walking down the street and there was directing traffic, and 2 out of the 4 cop cars there were these. And it was just folklore, right?
Yeah.
Just everyone's going.
Oh,
wow,
they were just
cops had to
extraordinary.
get them.
And they were so
Yeah.
shit too. Like inside, the interior is just a
Oh, yeah.
fucking embarrassment.
Yeah.
They're plastic.
They're utilitarian.
They're terrible, but then they were
Galaxy.
weapons. They went like stick, and they were legendary.
I love that that's also like what looks to be the Monte Carlo rally specs.
Yeah, with the
With the big
headlights
wheels and the
out of
headlights.
the bonnet.
Love that.
But
Doesn't have like the
Low.
doesn't have the dirt or the
Yep.
snow wheels on it.
Everything about that is
Speed
magnificent.
bumps. Yeah.
That is good.
Mm.
And smoking livery once again.
That roof's good.
There we go.
Here we go. Bit more martini livery. Hard to go wrong.
Love that martini livery.
So that'll be the car that was around the back of the
Yeah.
other one.
And there's a low.
Is that Sebastian Loeb's?
Yeah.
The
DS3 or whatever it
greatest motor racing drivers of all time.
Oh, 13131.
131
Yeah.
Super Brava, if I recall my Fiat
All the time.
correctly. Yeah. Special car.
What are the mirrors?
Yeah, that's
Pista.
pistol. Does look like
A couple of the mirrors. Phenomenal car. Probably one of the better new modern cars or sports cars that have come out.
manual with engine noise.
And what you're looking at here is just a photo of a traffic jam.
I do love how very British it is.
It's magnificent.
You got the guy in the white overalls with the walking stick with the old man hat
With the peaked cap.
with the pink
It's
cap.
everything you expect it would be.
It's just beautiful.
Not good. Run out of internet, have we?
I'm not sure.
There you go.
Maybe.
We're still on the live feed.
We're still streaming.
Yeah, still streaming.
No, it stopped.
Oh. Hey, does it time out at a certain time? Oh, no. That's a different time to how long it
Oh,
ran.
no, we must have. Yeah, it stopped.
Has it?
We'll be on 3 hours.
That's so
weird.
We're on
No,
two. We're
2.5.
2.5.
1 hour, 48 minutes.
We
Jeez.
did another hour, I think, before that.
Far out. We're certainly on the home stretch here. I just can't believe that's timed out again. Oh, hang on.
No,
No,
it's still there.
Ben's still here on your brother. Thank you.
Maybe Instagram's time.
Yeah, maybe Instagram's broken.
Oh, no, it's just
we're back.
Oh,
Back to Zagata.
okay, and how did it do that? Oh, okay, that's the same car again. This was me playing
Oh,
twinsies.
oh.
Now, here's a special car. So you're off the side of the house.
Thanks for staying.
Yeah. Thanks for staying. I'm glad, it feels so lovely having one person watching.
So that's a Porsche
Lightweight.
918 Spider, but it's got some funky livery on it.
Yeah, a few special things there.
It's got funky
It
wheels.
looks great.
Yeah, look, those are really
Those
good.
are the launch wheels.
Mm.
Yeah, but it looks incredible. I think. And that's good.
Fun story. I spotted one of these. It would have been about 2014. It was back when they were being tested. So the hotel car park at the Nürburgring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's one of these bad boys underneath, and I remember taking a photo of it and going, "I'm not supposed to see this, am I?"
Yeah.
That is the car park at the Nürburgring is one of the
Oh.
most gangster car spotting places you can ever find yourself, just quietly.
951 in the background.
I was just about to say I'm eyeing up that in the background there.
Magical. Jump it forward. There, Gibbo. See, Gibbo's a far more Australian. Pull it up, man. I think it's
Oh yeah.
Well, that's that one again.
Yep. Just that. Yeah.
So
So
it's in you.
I think that might be the LM. CLK LM.
Yeah.
Not the
This
GTR.
is the LM. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Zoom in. You can probably tell.
Yep, it is the LM. Look at I saw the back winglets.
Yeah, from the side it looks, you could tell much more about the car.
See the rear wing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And look at the stuff in the background. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wow.
The
It's
classic
really-
colour.
the right
three.
colour.
That's three you've seen now. The,
Oh.
the LM and the red one and the silver one.
The
McLaren.
Strassen version of GT1 next one. Oh,
Oh!
Now this is the big daddy.
That's the
There
guy.
she is.
Maserati MC12,
That is.
That's everything.
and not in white over blue, in all blue, with the tricolore down the middle.
The funny story about these is they made 25 to start with, and then they had to make 25 more because the regulations changed for the series they were trying to
Oh,
enter.
really?
And they said, oh, for the second 25, it can't be, you're too long, it has to be shorter. So only those who really know that front bumper there, that front section, is slightly longer than the first 25, slightly shorter on the second 25 to make it under 5 meters.
That is a level of accuracy that I am just blown away by.
Yeah, but that is
So for
that-
any car spotters looking to get into car spotting, this is how deep you need to be.
that is basically a faster Enzo.
Better looking.
Better looking,
Rarer.
way rarer,
Way rarer.
So rare.
50 of them. Oh my god!
I felt lucky to see that. That
I
felt
would love
that
to
felt
see one of those.
special.
Mm.
When I saw that, and you're like, holy fucking shit.
For a side note, for anyone going to these Italian manufacturers' museums when you're in that Maranello, Modena area,
Mhm.
make sure you check the website for the dates that they're open and the times and days that they're open, because you will rock up to these museums like I did at the Maserati Museum, get the taxi there, and then realize that the museum's closed on a Tuesday at 11 o'clock in the morning for some reason.
Yeah, Siesta's pretty popular.
No, I'll tell you what happens there because I did the same thing.
There we go.
It's not open to the public. So it's a factory. It's in Modena, and I was in a rental car, and we rocked up. We drove straight into the driveway, and the guards come running out
God,
with
no.
their hands in the air, going, "No, you can't come in here!" And like, "Who are you?" And we were like, "Oh, we come to see it." And they're like, "No, this is not open to the public." So unless it's another one, but we went into the Maserati.
That's probably the same one. I
Yeah,
went to.
and they were like, "No, get out of here!"
No,
No,
no.
we nearly got shot.
Yeah. I think it's just off the highway.
That's got to be my favorite car
Yeah,
so far.
That's
So,
very,
That's-
very,
that's a
very
big one.
special.
Probably one of my favorite cars
That's
we've
it.
seen so far.
Same with the Lamborghini tour. The Lamborghini factory is only open during weekdays, and but the museum is open 7 days a week.
Got it.
So because you can buy
You
the
can buy the part
museum with the factory
Yeah,
tour,
gotcha.
and not taking down the manufacturing lines.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I didn't know that, and I rocked up on something.
I'm the same. Well, I didn't know that you could actually buy the tour.
And look at what's going on here.
It's a Nissan R390.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Le Mans car that raced against like the GT1.
Yeah, wow.
So again,
That's special.
that's unicorns.
That's very, very,
And that's a
very
big in
good.
the background there. That's
Oh yeah,
That's a
have,
GB 110.
have a look at the
and
flex
there's
in the
a Strasse
background.
version GT1
In blue.
Mm.
and a Diablo GT.
This is what goes in curated parking there, mate.
Yeah, the GT is so good. Man, R390.
Wait till they get an XR6 in there.
One day.
110.
If it's an
easy
SS.
110s.
SS would be nice. Like
Mm,
This is the R390.
wow.
not bad.
What is it, the new T50.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
The subtle flex of the 24-hour of Le Mans.
Look, put it this way: if one of my cars had gone in 24 hours of Le Mans, you didn't bet your ass it'd have
I'd
24 hours.
Put that branding everywhere.
Oh, look at that thing, man.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful?
You know what I hate is that they build these incredible prototype cars, and it's not something you can buy to drive on the street.
Well, they built one.
Well, that's it.
I don't understand how Nissan got away for the
With just
homologation
one.
with a single one.
That
was
one.
crazy.
Special.
300 ZX lights.
Look, yeah, it looks like 5.2 lights.
Gorgeous.
There you go.
Oh,
Look at that.
In the blue.
Oh,
Paint a picture with your words, John.
That's a so it is a Porsche 911 GT1.
the late model.
It's the light one. It should be a 97.
Now, is this the one that looks like a Porsche but shares 0 parts commonality with any other Porsche on the road?
No, it shares a fair bit. It's got like a lot of the interior is 996.
3 parts to it.
This is the
But
996 one.
But the not the front is those lights are the 996. So,
Yeah.
It's got the big splat headlights.
It's the one that when you look at it from the back, it looks like it's
A car.
it looks like a Porsche's coming out of the back of it.
Yeah.
Similar to that Singer.
Yes.
That,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, it looks
Um,
like a
But that is a good way.
It's a Porsche giving birth to a Porsche.
Oh,
Now here again, this
It's
is
an
some
SS.
this is some
It's an
video
SS.
game
Yeah.
magic for me. What is it? The
it's an
Bugatti.
EV 110
Yeah.
SS. Now this car was a quad turbo V12
And a 300,
in the 90s.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
like plus 300k an hour
Plus
car.
300k an hour, but comfort, made for comfort.
Ugh.
The story behind these cars is incredible too,
Yeah.
because the Bugatti couldn't keep not current company Bugatti, because that's a new company,
Mm.
but original Bugatti, which built these, couldn't finish them. They couldn't
No,
finish the building
no.
of them,
And
Yeah,
it was
so they ended up with I think it was 10 chassis or 15 chassis
that was
Oh,
finished
that-
by another company.
that went to all these different companies, and they kept getting handed around.
Oh wow.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there may actually be a couple of these chassis unfinished, still
not
kicking
built.
around
Yeah.
in a warehouse.
It wouldn't be surprising if it were.
The new Bugatti owners, they take their cars on a pilgrimage almost down to Campanello, which is the original factory, because the factory doesn't exist, but it's got the old. You can tell on the concrete of the side it says EB,
Mm.
and Bugatti is still there, which is not far from where Ferrari is.
So beautiful.
Yeah, the story behind these cars is like the development, the history of it is almost as exciting as the DeLorean or something like that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Michael Schumacher had
it's on
one
that level.
in '93,
Oh, yeah.
92 when Martin Brundle was his teammate, and Martin Brundle famously drove it, brought it back and goes, "Yeah, it's all right."
Solid. There's a few points for those.
Yeah.
Oh.
But here you go. Tell us a story. What's this?
Yeah, but GT.
Lamborghini Diablo GT, probably the best Diablo, I think.
Correct.
Probably the best Diablo. Roof scoop, side pipes, street car version of the Diablo GTR. There's not many of them. There'd be 35, 40 of them.
Are these 4-wheel drive?
I don't know.
No, I think they're rear. They're rear-wheel drive because the
Okay.
GDR had to be rear.
And look at the dish.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's a factory car.
And
But there's not
what year
aftermarket.
are we there again to apply context? Are we
this would be
89?
No.
Like
No.
90s.
Oh,
Diablo
late.
came out in
Oh,
91.
my apologies.
And
Yeah,
this was
so
their
sorry.
right
Diablo
there.
ran. Yeah, when did Diablo
91
finish?
to 01.
01, yeah, because it was a long run on that car.
Because a 6-litre came.
Because then they disappeared because you're a baller if you had one of these, and then Lamborghini fell over and then started again.
I fell in love with the Diablo because of the original Need for Speed.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Intro video to the original Need for Speed had a black Diablo doing
right.
burnouts.
That's right.
Yep.
And that was what I fell in love with.
512 TR, a Diablo, a Super R, and a 6.
And it was the fastest car you could get in the original Need for Speed. It was
Just
like
look at that thing.
the end goal car.
202 miles an hour.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's where my love
That's
for
a
it
beautiful
started.
car.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, I love the Countach, love the Countach." I'm like,
Yeah.
Diablo's
Yeah.
where it's at.
Yeah.
That's the new McLaren, the new baby McLaren, the McLaren Artura.
Looks
So
somebody
this,
It's like
shackled.
something from
Putty.
Ikea.
the most impressive thing I think about this car is that it's a hybrid car with full battery mode has batteries, but it's 1,500 kilos.
Yeah.
So
That's
this is a masterpiece of engineering. I don't want one. I don't like it. As in, I don't love it. But to get what they've done,
Well, to get the battery technology that light and still have that kind of performance is very incredible.
exactly.
Yeah, I spent a fair bit of time with one a couple
That's
months ago.
right. You did too. Yeah.
Awesome car, but yeah.
It's smoky that day, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely does a burn out.
Here we go. Another one. I
Yeah,
believe.
Yeah, another big bleed.
I like the total. Is that a total?
looks like it.
Yeah, it would be.
I'm just loving those headlights. Now you pointed out they're X headlights to me.
Yeah,
Is it just
That's
me or does it
Batman.
look like it's made from cardboard? It looks fragile.
Maybe.
it does look super fragile.
That X though
Probably.
looks like the SpaceX X logo.
Mm.
Like it turned on its side or something.
Yeah, I think it's also Twitter.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm
right.
going to reassure them. It looks insane from the back. Ooh.
Oh, comp.
Yeah.
12 comp.
It was a Ferrari 812 Competizione on it.
I don't love these.
Yeah, neither. There's way too much happening on it. The exhaust really irks me. Don't love the
Those
wheels.
bit where your mouse is right now, Gibbo, right there, just go up a little bit. That section there, from the front, both the front bumper and the rear. From the front, they look like extensions out of the side, like a shopping trolley kind of thing. I don't love that.
Oh, this diffuser thing. on the
Yeah,
back
it's,
here.
it's wide.
I do have to give a shout out to the dab up through the window, but
Yeah,
man,
Look,
boom,
that's
that would be a
pretty
big
solid.
loud clap.
Yeah, that's Michael there actually. It's Rona, obviously one of his mates.
Big dab up.
Not
I
bad.
was going to say from the back it looks a little bit like Kia, doesn't it?
Good flex. Might be.
With the headcut.
5.1 GTO for me. Yeah, another one there.
Speed 3.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yep.
Those are long. Isn't it disgusting what this does to you?
Yeah.
You get so desensitized.
Seen that, moving along.
Yeah.
And this, so this is the Valkyrie
Right on the Valkyrie, got the hill.
Sorry.
thing,
Ooh,
given the
another
berries, but
singer.
that's all right. Another singer.
The DLS.
I don't mind if we
DLS.
pop through them a little bit because
I've not seen this colour spec.
in the black as
Neither have
well.
I. What on earth? The
I
JPS.
was going to say JPS.
Well, you have now.
That's beautiful.
That's really nice. That is.
Indeed.
That is. That's that black paint job would have cost a fortune.
Look at the mirror
I wanna have
finish.
It just looks.
coatings of, what do you call it?
Of your clear.
Of the what the crystal
PPF.
coating? No, the
Ceramic.
PPF or the ceramic. Sorry,
Ceramic.
ceramic.
It looks like you can like dive into it. It looks
Oh
like-
yeah. Oh, there you go. I think Ben's. What's he
Sorry,
saying there?
crew.
He's
Micro
tapping out.
sleeping at this stage. Thanks for
Good on you, Ben. Love you, mate.
It's all right, Ben. It's 20 past 10.
Yeah.
Number one
It's
supporter.
pretty late. Good on you,
Jesus.
brother. That's all right.
Time goes quick.
We're going to be somewhere near.
Yeah, no, not for me.
Yeah,
That's the new Lamborghini Revuelto.
yeah. Keep going. Boo.
Yeah.
Fast
These
car,
are all
I'm sure
just
it's
a-
awesome.
These are all just a Murcielago with different parts. bolted
Yeah.
into them, aren't they?
It just
Well,
still
no,
looks like an Aventador.
They've come
Yeah,
along.
so
Ah.
that's cool.
But it's not.
It's a Sian.
It's not as sexy as an
It
Aventador.
looks Sian.
This is the Lamborghini Huracan Storado.
Was that their rally version?
Yes, the Dakar version. This would be cool.
If someone was going to take off Lamborghini to
Mm.
Dakar.
That's what they
Just
do.
want to remind everyone there was 20,000 Hurricanes made.
Now
Another
the
Storado.
red carpet here. This is the casual
Yeah.
flex walking up to the drivers' club.
That is either a 5,000 QV or a 400S.
No, it's a that wing looks like it's a 5,000 QV.
Yeah,
So
but there were a lot of them are retrofitted
Yeah,
too.
true.
So, but that is my favourite Lamborghini. So
Yeah.
pre 25th anniversary, post non-wide body flares. Oh,
whichever one it is, being next to the red carpet there, I would suggest it is a fairly flexing version.
You know, it's actually a Storado.
which from this angle looks like an SUV.
And then this is
car.
on the tools.
James Hunt. Ford. You were right. Ford engine.
There you go. I had a feeling, mate. The blue oval,
So they did make good engine back then.
unbelievable. Yeah, you drew a crowd when you fired up an old F1 engine. Would you believe?
I would believe it.
And do you know you're going to heat the bastard up for like 3 hours to get it to temperature because this is so metal.
What
If you
about,
try and turn it over when it's cold, it will implode.
what about the old Dippy cars? They had to heat the oil up to put the oil in.
Yeah, so they call them the umbilical cords.
And that's what it's
Run
got.
the-
Correct.
You have to run them through. warm
Correct.
everything
It,
up.
it goes. It comes out into a heater, so we plug that into the power, and it just
Goes
basically
through, warms
siphons
up.
it through over a couple of hours. What are you looking at there?
Leave it.
Oh, that's in the truck.
Yeah. So the
Mate,
last story. So
Yeah, I think you're at the end, or
Crocs
somewhere
on.
near the end.
And
Yeah.
Crocs, love that.
Pink Crocs with headlights and a Formula One driver.
Oh,
So this was actually
Oh,
fairly
that's the man
special.
himself, Mr. Mad Mike Willett.
So we slotted Mad Mike into this car, and let me tell you, you don't get an invite to sit in James Hunt's car very easily. But because we were hanging with BT and Mad Mike at the event, Mad Mike Willett did get a seat in the F1 car. So
His origin story is great.
Yeah,
Great story.
he's carried drifting a lot to where it is today,
Oh.
just on his own shoulders.
and made it a global spectacular.
right, that was the Auckland one.
Now this video that you're looking at here, I believe this is actually the run that saw him, because Michael came third overall in the top 10
Oh, wow.
shootout at Goodwood,
Okay.
to apply some context to how hard that man can wheel. And I believe that this is that run up the hill. And I don't, can you hit the volume? Actually, I think the TV volume's down. Next to you is a remote control there. Yeah, that'll have a volume.
That's yeah. No,
We should see the number of pictures at
it's that ID card. No, oh yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, sorry, it was looking at yeah.
Stupid looking. Which is crazy. It's like a thing.
It doesn't really think. That's fine.
Here's what? Oh, now watch this launch. You missed it.
Set up like a
Oh, yeah. The big moment going past the wheel, where the he actually stepped in that and and just came out through. Ooh. That's good. Yeah. There you go. Pause that note, or that'll play again forever. So there you go. That was Michael Lyons sending it up the hill.
And that's good. We've just done
And that
Goodwood
was
Secret Mate.
Goodwood and Secret Mate. And let me tell you,
Supercar Driver Secret Mate.
I've done some good stuff in my time, but that was an astonishing.
I couldn't imagine actually being there, even just going through that over the
Can you
last 2
imagine
hours.
the-
I've become like, very like,
Jaded?
oh, go,
The-
no, just go, yeah, go to the next car, go to the
The
next, like everything.
Yeah, because everything was 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Mate, the insanity. And go back through some of those stories, like where we were lifting up the bloody Ferrari Le Mans.
Wow, just
Like the number of
bucket of
things that
stuff.
happened in that period of time, I find hard, even going through it now, it's hard to recollect how ridiculous it was.
Well, I think I've said this to you before, Rory, about like, I'll just skip through it. In a way, you kind of become desensitized
You do.
to that stuff when you're around it and like that. Because I found that when I lived in Monaco. And the traffic jam in Monaco was like
oh,
Lamborghini, Ferrari, Bentley, Rolls Royce, Lamborghini. And you're like, ugh, you don't care. But then you'll see like a Mini come through or an old Mark IV Supra and you're just like, wow, and freak out. And then you like, get out of the way from it.
and like Bugatti.
Because like, I've got some, just to prove how bad bonkers it is, I've got some great photos of them siphoning fuel out of a Rolls Royce to put into a Mercedes that was sitting next to it because they like run it out of fuel. So they're there with the hose and the jerry can and siphoning the fuel out of a Rolls Royce. And it's just like, you don't do that anywhere.
It's an odd place.
It's just,
That's just Monaco.
It's just Monaco.
Yeah.
Just Monaco things. Well, team, I don't know about you lot, but that's been a hell of
That
a
was a
time.
great adventure, that was.
That was a good.
Yeah, that was really
adventure.
good.
Mm.
It's like it felt like it went because we were watching something.
Yeah.
That felt like that went really fast.
It did.
And then having our friends join us and our technical complexities and
Yep.
the live chat, we're a bit light on now.
All 5
we're a
viewers.
bit-
Oh, Sharpie came back.
Oh,
in the
did
end.
he?
Yep. He said a guy used to bring a 20s spaghetti to Lakeside to warm your oil.
Yeah. There's a couple other monsters in that we could have talked about, but yeah. I don't know about you blokes, but I think we better wind that up.
Yep.
I say so.
But
Great adventure.
That was
bloody
really good.
hell, mate, the Wheelhouse podcast, episode number 2, I would like to suggest that we smoked it.
Yeah. And I hope everyone enjoyed. Send us some feedback.
I hope you bloody
Let us
loved
know.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Send us feedback, not about the technical.
absolutely. Just abuse Rory. He's easy to
Yeah,
find.
just get it to me.
We don't
Yeah.
need to correct it.
No.
No,
Well,
appreciate everyone listening.
That's
always
it.
super fun.
Thanks, Rory.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Gibbo.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Gibbo.
Yeah,
Thanks,
legend.
Jamie.
Well, team, we'll catch you on episode 3 of the Wheelhouse podcast. See you soon.
See
See you
you,
guys.
everyone. Bye-bye.
End string, Gibbo.
Well done, guys.
End.